Stream is started, but you guys can start up whenever. As always, I am going to mute myself, but can't really deafen, otherwise I can't hear you. I'm just going to put the headset down and walk away. All right, later all.
Hello and welcome, people of the internet. We're here with a four-header. What do we call that? A quad header? A quadruple set of matches. Opening it out is the two commissioners facing off against each other, Gold and Fin. And wow, what a match we are in for. I'm Alice. I'm one of your commentators, and I'm joined here by JG. Say hello to the people, JG.
Hello, TBL. Hope you're all doing well. You ready to watch the Emperor versus the Emperor's Enforcer?
Well, let's start by having a look at... Let me try to zoom in so I can actually see the matchup easier. Do you want us to read out Gold's, or do you want to read out Fin's?
All right, still starting with the Emperor, Goldoa Dragon. He's got Iron Hands, Fight Ups, Free Marina, Skarmory, his Terra Captain Frostmoth, Meowscarada, his other Terra Captain Staraptor, Donphan, Iron Boulder, and the Iron Moth.
Well, let's be real here. The main Terra Captain is obviously Skarm. Not Skarm, the Staraptor. Wow, okay, it's a great start that I'm already getting Pokemon mixed up. Admittedly, Skarmory is a really strong Pokemon. But let's go over Fin's and then discuss what we think we might see today. So on Fin's side, we've got the future Donphan, Iron Treads, a Mola, Incineroar. I got thrown off by Mola then.
Don't you mean Wolf Click?
Terra Captains. There are 3 Terra Captains here. They are Gyarados, Kilowattrel, and Ambipom, Florges, Mew, and Annihilate. Well, we've got like a bit of everything. This is basically your smorgasbord team versus a I'm going to set up on you with every single one of my Pokemon team. So what do you think we're going to see then, JG?
Well, like you said, Goldoa's got his pick of hazards. He could go with a Suicide Lead Spite Ups. He could send out Skarmory. He could use Iron Boulder. He's got his pick of hazards. And then he's got Donphan. Love that Pokemon. And to basically get rid of anything Fin wants to slap on his field. And Fin does have his own little smorgasbord of hazards as well. He's got Treads. He's got Glamora. And Treads is also his basically removal too.
Annihilate gets Stealth Rocks. Mew is just Mew.
Yes, Mew does everything. Literally.
Yeah, Mew does everything. Speaking of Mew, I feel like Spidops is actually arguably Gold's best answer to anything but Iron Defense Mew. Like, first impression from a Spidops is going to hurt.
It'll leave a lasting impression.
It definitely will. The first impression could also be the last. So I do like Spidops here. It does help out with the Mew. I don't know that I love Sticky Web Spidops though. Not in the face of Defiant Annihilate. Because that thing is a tank. Like it can go to -1 happily, get the +2 attack, and just live everything that comes at it and just smack it back with a Drain Punch. So I don't know that I love like Sticky Web, but Spidops could have some usability, maybe like a choice band set. Like just bring in banded first impression and just go, ha. But yeah, I do feel like there's some work that could be made there with the Spidops. Namely, Staraptor does look like one of the scariest Pokemon in this matchup.
Well, it can be an Intimidator, which could slow down some of Fin's mons, but then again, like you said, he'd have to watch out for Annihilate. Or it could run Reckless and just click a button and go to town.
So I think the biggest hurdle that Gold's going to have to look out for here is the amount of stat drops that can come out of Fin's team. Gold does have quite a few mons that would rather be physical, and for that reason, he's going to have to keep an eye out for the rotating door of Intimidators that are Gyarados and Incineroar. Incineroar normally a Pokemon you see in VGC, but it can put in some good work in singles as well. To add on to that, I'm just trying to look over Finfin's team here, and I'm looking at the very few answers to Iron Moth. So I'm looking at maybe like the Mew or Glimmora coming as a dedicated Moth check. So we don't see a repeat of what's happened in previous rounds where Gold just gets a +1 with Moth on a weakened team and goes, Moth does things. Moth push button.
Yeah, except this Moth doesn't get burned by the lamp. It is the lamp.
Yeah, I think for that reason, we could see a more defensive Gyarados coming out of Finfin's side. Possibly looking to like spread Intimidate, tank hits from special attackers. Does Moth get like Thunderbolt or anything like that?
It's Discharge.
Yes, Discharge. Arguably more annoying. So we could see some form of defensive terror come out of it. Offensively, I don't see Gyarados doing its usual thing here unless it's able to like really get to like +2. I reckon it has to get to +2 here. But if it does try to go for its thing, it probably needs to have Earthquake, Waterfall, and possibly a Terra Blast of a favorable type. Maybe like Flying, Terra Flying. But then you can't really go too defensive with it, so it's a bit tricky. I don't really see what the set could be. I could see that there is a way that you could make it set up and sweep, but I feel like Gyarados on defensive role looks pretty nice here.
And if Gold sees that, then his Skarmory might just be the hazard setter, might just set Rocks. Make sure Gyarados is either forced to run heavy-duty boots or has a limited number of visits.
Well, I don't want to keep them waiting too much longer, so I'm going to let them start unless you have any final words you want to say before we get started.
And no, I say let's not wait any longer. Let's get the contestants to their corners.
I'm just going to drop them a ping. And let's get into the match then, folks. So, as we're getting into the match, I do have both their teams here. Looks like Finfin has as well. We've got Iron Hand, Sarepta, Primarina, Frostmoth, Iron Moth, and Skarmory coming out of Goldo's side. All the flyers coming. And from Finfin's side, we've got Kilowattrel, Annihilate, Iron Treads, Glimmora, Alolan, and Incineroar. They actually do not even bring the Gyarados, which is a little bit surprising to me.
So, well, the Glimmora has a choice scarf, which means it could that could be what challenges the Moth.
There is also a choice scarf on Kilowattrel, possibly predicting all of the flyers to come. I wonder what's going through Gold's mind, though, not seeing that Gyarados that has been doing so much work for Finfin.
He's either breathing a sigh of relief or he's thinking, uh-oh, has Finfin got some other clever trick up his sleeve?
Now, Finfin could straight up lead the Glimmora here, feigning being just a suicide lead, or I could also see a lead of Treads, expecting Gold to try to trade hazards on turn 1.
So,
but for Gold, I feel like the Skarmory is probably not the best lead here. Because Kilowattrel is really good as a lead as well.
And he leads the Moth.
Straight out there.
And sound the bell. Ding, ding, ding.
Glimmora is the lead of choice here, possibly like trying to lull into a false sense of security, but just straight going for Stealth Rock here could just be the best play.
But the moment Glimmora outspeeds the Moth, though, Gold's going to know it's scarfed.
However, Gold might expect this thing to live at least one hit, and it's probably going to swap out. You You don't want to lose your Moth really early to an Earth Power. It stays
Nope,
in.
Gold's staying in. Oh, he's going for the jugular.
Oh, okay.
Gold says to hell with your rock type. I'm going right for you. And
Doesn't
Glamora hangs on.
now. This thing's locked into Stealth Rocks. Infant has to choose to sack us or to switch, and honestly, I think you've got to switch, because if you choose to sack and Gold knows you're locked in, like, he could easily go for a second Meteor Beam.
Or Finfin's got to basically decide, okay, who's taking this fiery dance? Someone's getting a +1 fiery dance to the face.
I don't know that that the Alola model would enjoy taking a discharge here.
And now we're at +2. Finfin gonna go for a Mirror Coat? Can it take it?
I don't know. I don't know if it can. Like, if Gold has electric coverage, this could just be over for the at least for this.
Yep.
Like,
Yep, and it's got discharge.
It does. So yeah, like it's not over because the Glamora is still alive.
Got check time, Finfin.
I mean,
Oh, and it looks like he's gonna blink.
this could be a good play or it could be a bad play. Goes for the discharge, reads correctly, and now you've got a Kilowattrel looking down at you. And does it actually naturally outspeed?
I think it does outspeed, and this is Terra Water, so Finfin might Terastallize and just click Terra Blast. And he's got Volt Absorb, so he's safe from discharge, and he's safe from Fiery Dance. But will Gold sniff out the Terastallization and just click Fiery Dance?
I'm trying to work out what is the best switching for Gold. I just don't see one. I think maybe the Iron Hands, but it wouldn't love taking Hurricane.
And he's just going to Volt Switch. Get some chip. But now what do you go to? Probably back to Alamola. Let's see here. Did Gold sniff it out? Yes, he did. Nope, no +1 this time.
No boost, yeah. Makes it a really difficult decision though. Like, I think here Finfin should go for Miracle. It's just a pity that Gold doesn't have Flame Charge. If he had Flame Charge, I think he could just clutch this.
He's just clicking Flip Turn. Goldoa goes to Sludge Wave. Oh!
I was going to say, what is the Sludge Wave coverage for? And then there's that.
Probably just just stab.
It also covers for the Kilowattrel. Now I think about it, like if it terrors into something, that makes it immune to electric while also not weak to anything else.
Okay, and Glamora comes back in, and this is probably going to be the revenge attack.
Almost clicked Earth Power there, and then there's free flying types in the back. If Iron Moth is healthy enough, you could just preserve this.
Yeah, let's see how much gold values it.
I mean, I think the question is it more or less than the Iron Hands?
And he decides it's worth saving. Gold probably knows it's scarfed, though.
I feel like this is Iron Hands. Yeah, it is. This might just do nothing. Yeah, that deserves a squeaky toy reaction response there. Now, this is AV Iron Hands, and I think Finfin knows it from that damage.
Now, Fin switched to Annihilate.
Is there knockoff on this Iron Hands? Because that would be a really strong click right now. I have Finfin's team open, not Gold's.
He's got Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Fake Out.
No knockoff. That's a very bulky ape.
And now...
Rage Fist just got stronger. What's the answer to this one, Gold?
Well...
I feel like the answer is Armory.
If he reads correctly, he could go to Staraptor, but Staraptor will not appreciate coming in. Armory could also take the hit pretty well and do a little bit back.
I don't think you can stay in with hands. You're just gonna buff up the Rage first.
Orin.
That
He chooses Staraptor. He's predicting the Rage Fest. Drain Punch. That's a pretty good middle of the road play.
I think Finfin is playing as safe as possible around the immunities that Gold has on his team, which is currently working out well for him.
But now he's got to decide who's taking this Brave Bird. Oh, I see. Okay, I see the theme on Finfin's nicknames.
Yeah.
And I haven't played the games, but looks like Gold's got Fire Emblem on his mind.
Gold usually goes with Fire Emblem. This could just be a U-turn here.
Oh no, Gold's up for blood.
I said Gold has every setup Pokemon possible, and I was right. Outside of Belly Drum Iron Hands, it looks like this is just setup central.
Oh, is that a berry?
Troubleberry. That was a
crit.
That thing didn't even need the Troubleberry.
And that's Staraptor down. So now Rage Fist is free for Finfin.
I'm kind of worried about the future of the match here with that Rage Fist staying at +1 in the back there. Gold's gonna have a bit of a tough time dealing with the ape, I think.
His best way to deal with it is going to be Skarmory and or Primarina.
I was about to say Primarina still exists. But it depends on how bulky it is and how many attacks Finfin can safely switch in the ape on. Because Iron Hands is suddenly looking a lot worse, seeing how much it did to the ape.
Yeah. And here comes the Moth. It's not. So this is obviously Fiery Dance.
The lack of removal as well on Gold's team is going to make this a bit harder. possibly a bit scared of the 8 switching in and getting either making nothing happen with Rapid Spin or getting a buff from the defog.
Well, that's Iron Tread's gone, but Lamar can easily just come back in, and same could Kilowattrel.
I think you're at the point now of sacrifice the Moth.
Otherwise, somebody else has got to take Earth Power or Power Gem.
There's also the fact that the Moth, I don't think, can switch in again. I could switch in one more time on something slow, but I don't think that's worth keeping the Moth around for. These stealth rocks are definitely putting some pressure on Gold. I'm trying to predict what Gold's next plan would be, and I feel like it might be Frostmoth. It's looking like Gold might be thinking about preserving the Iron Moth, which is interesting.
Nope, he's letting it go. And for this Moth, the limp is out.
I kind of like the Frostmoth coming in here.
And Gold likes it too.
This could be a good opportunity to set up a Quiver Dance, which that extra speed. I think you just stay as you are. Don't reveal your terror and just set up a Quiver Dance.
Yeah, Gold's got no reason to reveal it yet. He takes neutral damage from everything except Hurricane.
And with the scales, it's even safer.
Oh, he's revealing it.
Okay. Did he just predict the Ensign coming in and just click Terror Blast? No, just go straight Quiver Dance.
Okay, now Finfin's on his back foot again.
I kind of like the position here.
Finfin decides he's staying in, though. And gets smoked.
So, physical attackers wise, the only one that's left is the Annihilate. You're at +1 speed F, you're neutral or better to everything that is left, that is a special attacker. So, I don't think anything immediately threatens the Moth.
Nothing really, and it's also at +1 too. You can maybe go for Kilowattrel, but is it going to do that much? He decides we're going bananas.
I think Rage Fist might be Finfin's best play. But how much is it really going to do? I mean, Frostmoth doesn't have the best defense in the world.
He's clicking Encore.
Maybe trying to catch Gold, being a bit greedy with Quiver Dance. Or lock him into a non-favorable move.
Oh, he's saving the Moth. And Skarmory's gonna get an Encore.
It makes sense here. That display makes sense. Moth hasn't taken any damage yet. You get to keep it at full. It's your new switch into the kilowatt roll. It's going to help protect your 2 remaining electric weaknesses. I think that's a good play. That's a solid play.
Finfin now clicking Bulk Up. He's probably staring down a Brave Bird, though.
Could live this comfortably. I love Skarmory, but it doesn't exactly have the most desirable attack stat.
Yeah, Mega
run,
Skarmory's not a thing yet.
It typically doesn't run much investment either, so...
And he's doubling out here. Misclick or trying to outplay?
Might have been predicting Kilo coming in. And that over prediction might cost him.
And now this thing's set to go bananas.
Yeah, if I was Finfin, I'd just be clicking another bulk up here. Seems like a perfect opportunity to. It looks like Finfin agrees. What is
got
the
check,
play here?
got check time for gold. Oh.
This thing's not going to appreciate a +2 Rage Fist.
Marina's got bulk, but I don't think it's got speed.
Yeah, here comes the Rage Fist. I think this might just one-shot.
Down it goes. That might be it.
Yeah. I feel like it was a prediction that just didn't go Gold's way.
Might have predicted a little too hard. And Stealth Rock damage is going to rack up, and Sturdy's not in play. Finfin just clicks Rage Fist.
Hopefully this thing has Whirlwind.
Whoa! And now he's just being insulting.
I don't know, 'cause I don't know if it lives another one though. I think that did a little bit too much, yeah. This is going to be tough.
Is what's left. Moth and Iron Hands.
Iron Hands, yeah. And depending on how much bulk is invested into this, maybe it could outspeed.
I don't know. Frostmoth doesn't scream speed. Finfin's Gold's taking a chance, though. His only chance.
I mean, I think the best chance there would have been go for the freeze.
I was half thinking to myself, what if Iron Hands just clicked Ice Punch? Froze him. And now it's Iron Hands against the world.
That is unfortunate. One bad prediction. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Oh.
Yeah, you live, but you're not doing any. Okay.
Should have done that earlier, Gold.
Left is still healing more. Oh, that's kind of sad. I'm amazed that it outspeeds a paralyzed Annihilate. That's amazing. But yeah, that was super.
Ding, ding, ding.
I feel like that was off the back of one bad read. Now we are joined by Gold and Fin. Welcome in. Congratulations, Fin.
Hello.
Hello.
Gold, I feel like that was one bad read that changed the entire game there.
It was a couple, not gonna lie. Right at the beginning, I almost clicked Sludge Wave when the Kilowattrel came in instead of Discharge. That would have been nice to just kill the Kilowattrel and not have to worry about it ever again. And then, yeah, obviously, I thought Annihilate was necessary to deal with the Iron Moth, and so I thought that it would be preserved, but it wasn't, like, I wasn't killing it with the Skarmory, so he didn't have to switch it out, and that's just on me to, like, me just not clicking Taunt right away. At that point, it's only a +1. Rocky Helmet plus Roost plus it being taunted is going to make sure that I'm not, immediately going to die. And
At that point, I would have started Drain Punching.
Which is fair. I had Brave Bird, which would probably do about 40% after the bulk up and everything. And that would have started boosting the Rage Fist, but it would have allowed me to keep some pressure damage on you. I max physical defense, so
it was max.
It's my fault. It was a good game. But
it was max HP, max defense. So when I went to the Annihilate on Frostmoth, I was hoping that you'd try and go for a setup, thinking, hey, I don't want to charge the Rage Fist because I can't kill it right now. And so I was hoping to Encore lock you in that and kind of go from there.
I would have clicked Ice Beam, honestly, and I really, really regret not doing it.
Yeah,
obviously.
I figured your choices were either setup or Ice Beam, but the way I was looking at it is if you click Ice Beam, based off my health, you probably don't anticipate it killing, and you're in theory afraid of giving me a Rage Fist boost that could then help me potentially kill the Moth, or at the very least put it in range of something else. So I was hoping, okay, he might get a little greedy, go for the Quiver Dance, and then when you swapped out, I'm like, oh no, I might have revealed the Encore too soon. But I also then realized it was ideal for my spot because I had no speed investment whatsoever, because I didn't think a lot of the mons that you had left you'd be bringing any speed on.
I was honestly surprised you didn't go for Ice Beam.
I mean, so the reason I didn't go for Ice Beam there is obviously the Rage Fist possibility, but also, like, Frostmoth wins against the other two Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I was already Terra Ground, so, even at 100 base power, like, Rage Fist is doing 150 Rage Fist kills, flat out. At 100, it's already doing about 70%. So arguably, I should have just gone for Ice Beam and just, like, allowed myself to, like, lose the Frostmoth but not lose the game. But the problem was Drain Punch was always going to be a huge pain for me, basically no matter what. So, but if I'd gone Ice Beam there and you encored me into it, then I'm forcing you to go out into something like Kilowattrel, which eventually I'll get out of the taunt on,
Yeah, it would have mainly just been there breaking through, because based off your speed, I'm guessing you didn't have any real bulk.
I had 40 HP on the Frostmoth.
Okay. Yeah, so the Kilowattrel was Scarf, so it was basically just I've been clicking Terra Blast the entire time at that point.
Sure. But I'm at +1 SPDF, so...
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm curious about how much I'd actually be doing, especially with Ice Scales.
It looks like about 28%. Depending, I mean, I assume you're max special attack, so 28 to 34%. If I'm at +1 SPDF. Yeah. And even Terra Water, Ice Beam is doing 57 to 67% to Kilowattrel. If you're, were you modest?
No,
Or
I
timid?
was timid. So the
Yeah.
entire Kilowattrel set's plan was I was not letting Meowscarada or Iron Boulder that were either Booster Energy or Scarf beat me. So if you went Meowscarada, I had Hurricane, and if you went Iron Boulder, we had Terra Water. So that way you couldn't just outspeed and win that. So yeah, timid Scarf.
Well, it's time for me to dip. Good luck in the rest of the rest of the battlers. There are 3 more games coming today, and they're going to be going back to back. Congratulations again to Fin and Gold. Really well played.
Yep.
And
Thank you.
have a good rest of the stream, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us a great show, guys.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Yeah, honestly, I think it just came to that one read, and it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you stay in and click Ice Beam, knowing just the way the luck works is I click Rage Fist, Iron Moth goes down, and Glamora or Kilowattrel then look a lot scarier.
Yeah, I mean, again, I should have just trusted my prep. Primarina was Wakanberry, so like, it's not like you were gonna Oko me with an electric move. So I should have just trusted my prep and just gone for an Ice Beam there. That is, like, the Annihilate was the problem, and I just didn't evaluate it correctly. And I don't know how I could under-evaluate an Annihilate. It's like the scariest mon in format, but my brain was like, nah, I could deal with it. And
hey, I'm going back to the whole S tier mon versus 3 Terra Captains. You had to prep more for the 3 Terra Captains.
But anyway, yeah, as Alice alluded to, we do have a lot of battles tonight, so let's not take too much time between them. Tons of content coming y'all's way. I should open up the stream now. I was obviously not watching because that would be cheating. But
All right, guys. I'll see you later. I'll be seeing you on the other side.
Thanks,
All right.
Shiji.
Take care.
You too.
Gold, before I forget, let me send you their pastes.
Sure.
Now that was a good one. I was really questioning how much speed Frostmoth had at the end, because I was a little shocked when it ended up outspeeding the...
I know, I was honestly like, oh, I should have just gone for an Ice Beam and seen what happened, you know? 10% of the time I could win that fight, I guess, but not tonight.
you used the wrong 10%, because if you would have gone for the Ice Beam, you would have got the freeze. Instead, it got wasted on the para.
I know. I also, yeah, I just kind of like... And that's a lesson for everybody. Don't give up on a fight just because you might lose, especially in the TBL, because Iron Hands could live a hit, right? And I could just try for the para and then go into something like Primarina when I outspeed and threaten with a big Moonblast. So, as opposed to just kind of throwing everything away. So, big lesson for everybody.
It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't moment. I was surprised you stayed in with the Iron Moth early. I thought for sure you were hard swapping out, fearing an Earth Power or a Power Gem.
I mean, I didn't think you were Scarfed. I was surprised when you were Scarfed. So, I figured it's one of my best special attackers. I don't let the T-Spikes get set up, which are like the only thing that's a problem, right? And if you do outspeed an Earth Power and that's your choice in this situation, and show you that you're Scarfed, I just go hard Frostmoth immediately, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, like your choice Scarfed into Earth Power, I'm literally going to just click Quiver Dance on you forever, like until you switch this thing out and force me to do anything else. So, and I, with the coverage I had, I felt like that was a fine read to do. So
makes sense.
If Iron Moth died, it would have died, but
yeah, I had the Aloe set specifically just to be able to beat that. Either Iron Moth or a set up for Marina.
What was the Aloe set?
Max special defense with healing momentum, and flip turn to potentially either get you trapped or reduce the damage and have something else come in that can then finish off. Because either that or if you started attacking, I had Mirror Coat as well.
Yeah, I probably would have Quiver Danced in front of an Aloe at least once more.
Yeah.
But anyway, that doesn't matter now. It's not. That's a lot of theory.
No, we're hashing out all the potentials this match could have happened. I need to take notes for our rematch later.
Oh, I promise it'll look very different if we have a rematch later.
Oh yeah.
But
I was so shocked to see the 6 you brought. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's freaking fire. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's the second half of the season, right? And I think this is going to be a thing that everybody sees every once in a while, is that sometimes people are going to bring sets against people that are like, hey, I might face you in playoffs or again in later in the season. I'm not just going to give away everything, in the first game. So I've done that and almost gotten majorly punished for it, and yet the strategy still holds in my head to not give everything away in week 6 that might end up mattering in a semis or a finals situation.
Yep. Real quick before we dive too much into this matchup, Godbear, I do appreciate you being here and sharing the screen. Do you mind go ahead and deafening yourself, or I can do that now just so you can't hear any of the commentary? Perfect. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, so let's jump over to the other division now. This is going to be a matchup between the Roman Polions and Chicago Phalanx. These two teams are both they're 1 point apart. But the 1 point right now is also 1 game apart. Roman Polion sitting at 3-2, while the Chicago Phalanx are sitting at 2-3. But the Roman Polions currently in a playoff position. Chicago Phalanx trying to get themselves into that space. So a lot on the line in this game. Why did anyway, I'm looking at the doc, sorry, and my points reduced by 3 when I lost to you. I'm gonna have to figure out why that happened.
Did you accidentally click the diff button?
Did I? I didn't mean to if I did. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Look at that. Anyway, I definitely didn't use my diff this week.
I was gonna say, I'm a little insulted.
Anyway, I don't believe either of these coaches have informed us that they're planning on using their diff week either.
Nope.
So that's something to keep in mind for the chat. But otherwise, again, I don't think we need to go through every single one of what is going to be 60 Pokemon that we have on rosters tonight.
Yep.
And say all their names. That's going to be crazy.
Let's just do this one. What Mon stands out to you that you want to see tonight for the Roman Polions, and I'll say the one that I want to see for the Chicago Phalanx.
Sure. I mean, for the Roman Polion, here's the thing, okay? I love Probopass as a Terra Captain. I think it's hilarious, and I used it to great effect when I had it, and I would love to see it here. I don't think this is a great matchup for it. It's going to be tasked with doing a couple too many things, in my opinion. Either it's going to get burned by a Will-O-Wisp from a Rotom, or it's going to Terra and then get poisoned by a Pecharunt. Body Press is not as spammable as you'd want it to be. I'd be looking at something like Terra Ghost to hit the Pecharunt and the Latias. But even then, you're just not really pressuring everything without coverage, and you're going to get 4 moveslot syndrome very quickly. So I think more than that, the Pokemon that actually has a very good chance of making a major impact on this game and how it's played is going to matter a lot is the Scizor. I think the fact that there's a couple quad resists to Steel and Bug, but there's also a lot of things that really don't want to switch into it, makes a Choice Banded set actually very tempting because it's still going to hit those Pokemon hard. And Empoleon does not love a possibility of a close combat if it does switch in on it. So Scizor, I think, is going to be the major impactive player on the Roman Empoleon side, assuming it's coming. I haven't the sets yet.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I've not looked through them too much either, other than to post or to put, try to update the stream, which I'm going to have to do for Godbear's set here soon. But on Godbear's side...
I do have one quick update.
Oh, yes.
As a flex, you sent me your sets instead of Aaron's sets.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, go ahead and delete those. I don't want anyone to know about the genius I cooked. Okay. That should correct it. Okay, in terms of the mons that I want to see on Godbear's side, Godbear has used Scyther extremely well this season so far, really taking advantage of it as an E-tier Terra Captain. However, I want to focus on the other Terra Captain that's not been seen as much. I think this is a really interesting match for the Dunsparce. Boomburst is just going to hit hard. Aaron has no ghost types without a Terra, and the mons that are remaining are Probopass, Archludon, and Scizor, who could potentially swap in. Scizor's special defense, not exactly, famous. Also, Scizor needs to be careful around the Dunsparce because not only does it get Serene Grace, but if Godbear runs Rattled, a U-turn, a knockoff, something like that, could potentially give it the speed boost and just make it terrifying. It's got setup, recovery, bulk. I am really interested to see what the Dunsparce brings if Godbear brings it. Which again, I also have not looked at Godbear set, which is why I offered you to look at to say Aaron's, and I did Godbears because I haven't seen Gods. I've seen Aaron's, but not Gods.
Yeah, I couldn't have even seen Aaron's before because you didn't even send me his sets. So
all part of my brilliant plan.
But yeah, I mean, actually, just looking at the ROM polygons right now, glare is so annoying.
It is.
From Dunsparce. That's, yeah. I mean, there's obviously a Zapdos, but literally outside of that, speed is such an important factor. Or just guaranteeing that you're going to move is an important factor. But yeah, like, we can let these two get started. I mean, honestly, like, again, we've got so many battles coming up tonight, folks. We're going to be here a while regardless. And it's Finfin and I for the rest of the night. So
honestly, there's
hope
no
you're
one
all...
I'd rather, spend this with. Please don't tell my wife.
All right. You don't have to butter me up. You're already co-commissioner. You're not going to get anything else from me.
I'm just trying to keep you I'm just trying to keep you happy. I don't want to get a report of domestic abuse after the beatdown that just happened.
Well, I'm not gonna pay you certainly after that. You gotta let me win in order for me to want to pay you.
No, that is fair. I should have known better.
It's okay. I've already promised him ice cream.
Why are you gonna scream? God or Gold, don't make her scream. My God, that's savagery.
Hey, look, it's her choice. I can't control her.
What's the one Melanie Martinez song? It's her party. She'll cry if she wants to.
All right, but anyway, as we've been talking about or alluding to at least, lots of ramifications for this fight. So we will be keeping you all up to date in terms of the points on both sides. But again, neither coach chose to use their differential week, so we are going to be seeing the standard point distribution for this one.
It does help that I have seen. I know when God's planning on using their diff week. And then also, full transparency, Godbear did bounce a couple of ideas off me. I did not see what the final product was, but we had brainstormed a couple things, and so now I am seeing the team for the first time. And some of these are kind of interesting. All right. Can you let the coaches know if you haven't already?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Perfect.
Now, one interesting thing here is that as long as Godbear wins, he will vault the Roman Polygons in the division. Because if he wins, he's 3-3. If he gets to 7 points with a 2-point win and the Roman Polygon score a point and gets 7 points, he will have the head-to-head. But what's funny is that if the Virginia Victinis end up getting themselves into the mix and getting themselves also to 7 points, the Chicago Phalanx actually have an even easier time locking down third place
because they have a tiebreaker on both of the coaches.
Yeah, they've defeated both of the people they would potentially be tied with, so they'd actually look even more convincing if the Virginia Victinis also end up at 3-3 with 7 points.
So I know we didn't talk about all the Mons beforehand, but one that I do want to call out that I love as a bring for Godbear, I will die on this hill. I think Serena is one of the best Palathin checks in the game.
Sure. I mean, Queenly Majesty obviously helping against Jet Punch, the resist, just like generic resist. There's still obviously, as I've learned, bulk up sets that can get through you,
Yep.
with something like Ice Punch. But yeah, I agree. Overall, as far as checks go, it's a very, very good generic one.
Yeah, it's really strong with that. In addition to it, it gets really good recovery with Synthesis. Also can break through potentially the bulk ups with Encore, Rapid Spin, and things like that, to where it can potentially punish. So if you decide that it's going to be your Palathin check, it can do a good job depending on almost any of the different sets. But right off the bat, we see a lead of Zapdos taking on this Serena. Hard swap from Godbear into the Ting Lu. Zapdos really not able to do a ton to this. And we see Hurricane Connect. It is going to do a chunk of damage, but not an insane amount.
Man, connecting with a Hurricane.
Couldn't even
Couldn't
imagine.
be me, honestly.
So for our match, I almost brought Terra flying Kilowattrel just because I did not want to have to rely on a Hurricane. I want to like give me. I'm gonna miss an air slash here. I need help.
No, I would say my luck this season has been up and down. You know, if you catch me on the right week, then you'll get good luck. If you catch me on the wrong week, then I'll get good luck. So I can't say that, you know, everyone will always miss their air slashes against me. But I also can't say I don't know what this week would have been. As far as hacks, there wasn't that much. So
No, there wasn't. The
hopefully
only
tonight-
thing that worried me was and this is a 50-50, was that first Fiery Dance boost, because if not, I can click flip turn and go into something that kills the Iron Moth for sure. But the Fiery boost put me in range. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, I should have just gone Sludge Wave, though. I thought about it afterwards. Anyway, we did see the Hurricane connect a second time and get a Confusion. So unlike myself, who's had some good weeks, some bad weeks of hacks, I believe that the Chicago Phalanx have had horrific hacks the entire season. So, you know,
Really?
this is definitely just par for the course.
Yeah, really interesting here, going for Hazard Heavy when Aaron does have a Scizor on the other side that does get defog. Now, this Scizor does not, so these hazards are here to stay. But I almost wonder if it might be part of Godbear's plan, maybe have a competitive Empoleon. Let me check, does this Empoleon have agility? Because if so, doesn't. That would go insane to bait the defog.
We do see the Zapdos choosing to switch out now, the Tinglu in again, and more spikes coming up. As Finfin alluded to, tons of hazards, and they are here to stick.
I like
Either
this play
coach has
from
removed more
Godbear
this
here.
week.
Electing to go for the Ruination, as long as it connects, you're taking 50% on whatever Mon swaps in, and you're not over-focusing hazards just because that can be something where people get tunnel visioned and whatnot. I had to get warnings of that last week when facing Aaron to make sure I didn't hyper-focus. So I do like going for the damage here on whatever comes in.
We do see that is the Scizor coming in now. It is going to get hurt by all the things, so showing it is not Boots.
No, Boots is a side character on Dora.
What an interesting call out right now. I was not expecting the Dora the Explorer reference.
I heard a reference and I decided to jump on it. But interesting here, Godbear maybe anticipating the defog with the hard Scissor play going into the Empoleon. Instead, we just see a Swords Dance. So Scissor setting up here to potentially be a bit of a pain. But again, depending on the moves on the Serena, might not necessarily be an issue because Bullet Punch can't touch it. Nah, 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 nah.
Yeah, but I mean, I even think from this range, Serena doesn't kill Scizor without direct, intentional, like, coverage for it.
It would have to be the
I think
knockoff. So I'm trying to see right now how much that's doing, and the Serena knockoff is doing about 30.
The Scizor looks a little above that.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. We see Petrant come in. Scissor goes for the knockoff. Huge damage there.
Rocky Helmet going to put Scizor in range of the Serena for the future, though. So
Yep.
now we don't have to worry about that 30% or anything like that, but it might cost Godbear a Pokemon here.
Yeah, and it's a very big Mon here early. Malignant Chain goes hard. Now, I will say I don't dislike a sack here, just because when you look at the Mons that Aaron has, you've got 3 that are immune to the Malignant Chain.
Well, don't even have to sack. Scizor goes for the Bullet Punch, and it does not KO the Petrant. Petrant does not recover yet, and so if Aaron can find something that outspeeds, he can revenge it, but didn't even have to sack the Petrant to the Scizor. Scizor's gone forever now. Now, Godbear knows for sure that the hazards are there to stay, which is a strategic piece that may involve, you know, Tinglu coming back in later and setting up another layer of spikes or something like that. But additionally, you know, you're still going to have to choose something that's going to outspeed a Petrant and threaten it. Otherwise, Petrant could very easily just recover.
Yeah, that's honestly kind of insane here that I didn't even necessarily see coming. The Bullet Punch not doing enough, which it was a roll taking a look at it, because yeah, so it either a low roll on the knockoff or the bullet punch would let the Petrant live, but absolutely huge there. Scizor being a huge threat out of the way.
We do see the immediate flash cannon from the Archaludon. Now, Archaludon, I know Duraludon's speed, but I don't actually know Archaludon's speed off the top of my head.
Archaludon's base speed is going to be, I want to say, on like 85. Yeah, 85.
Okay, so Petrant actually naturally outspeeds it.
And it still will in this case because there's only 16 speed EVs on the Archaludon. Interesting to go for the Iron Defense.
16 would be enough, right? 16 would be just enough? Or, I don't know, level 100
No,
calcs,
it is just slower than the Petrant. The Petrant outspeeds it still. So whatever the 16 speed EVs were in there for...
I feel like you might as well run enough speed to outspeed an uninvested Petrant. Maybe that's just me.
So we see the body press come out. That is going to pick up a kill. But the Archaludon, Tinglu getting in a lot of work between the hazards and the ruination. Now, leftovers are going to help this Archaludon get back up there, but I think it's still in relative danger from something along the lines of, say, Iron Valiant. Although, is Iron Valiant physical? It's physical, so never mind. Because this is at +3 defense.
Yeah, actually, there's not a lot that's going to be able to do 50% to an Archaludon right now.
Yeah. Godbear likely not thinking that his Petrant outspeeds because he knows he has no speed investment into it, so maybe not wanting to go into it, but needing to try and take advantage of the speeds. Now, we do see the Rocky Helmet. Godbear did go with double Rocky Helmet, wants to try and punish. I think a knockoff here makes the most sense. Yes, you're going to boost that defense, but if you can stop the health recovery, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I'm worried that if this Archaludon, if I'm in Godbear position, like if the Archaludon has some way to heal itself, even if it's just rest, you're in a real dangerous position.
Yeah. We do see Serena reveal the Synthesis. This is actually a really good spot for Godbear, just because this Serena is now outpacing any of the attacks that the Archaludon's wanting to do. It can click Body Press again, but it's going to be roughly on pace of the Synthesis, and Rocky Helmet is just going to allow it to chip away. That moment when you feel the sneeze coming, but you're trying to finish that sentence.
It's a tough situation. We've got a long night, folks. We're gonna make some silly gaffes here and there, and if sneezing's the worst of it, I think we're in good shape. Sacking the Petrant here, not expecting it to outspeed the Archaludon. Really unfortunate for Godbear that it actually would have outsped the Archaludon and probably had the strongest special attack to try to just nail it, from low HP. But Empoleon coming back in, it also a special attacker here. But I don't know if Ice Beam is going to do it.
Ice Beam alone is not going to, but it's at the very least going to put it outside of range. Or within range to die.
Doing just enough for this Empoleon to fire off an attack. And, man, is Archaludon about to pick up its third kill here? If Godbear chooses to allow it. And we do see it's going to choose to do it with the Dragon Pulse. Now that's to prevent, I guess, Serena from coming in and getting Rocky Helmet chip there. But I think Flash Cannon would have been safer. I think it would have done 11 damage.
I don't know. That's a little risky of a read to bank on it doing 11 damage. Actually, let me take a look. Flash Cannon is doing, on the low end, 26. However, if this was a specially defensive Empoleon, it would not have killed.
Interesting. We are going to see the close combat come out, and despite +5 defense, Godbear has done enough to actually make sure that this Archaludon goes down eventually. But it picked up 3 kills, which means that even if the Chicago Phalanx win, they are only going to be able to pick up 2 points in this battle. Rompolions, still with 4 Pokemon, can get 3 with a win.
Yeah, but this is going to be very interesting. The remaining Mons include Alolan Muck, Uxie, Palafin, and Zapdos. Palafin, depending on its set here, which I can actually tell you, is just walled by the Serena for the most part. It's a choice band set, and it can't really lock into priority. So we see here the Uxie come in, and this is going to be interesting. This Uxie is Terra Steel. It's a Calm Mind Encore set, and so that's actually going to be a little terrifying here for Godbear, because Godbear is Terra Electric, but can get locked into a move. Also, Boom Burst will then be resisted. Not as bad as if this was Terra Ghost, but definitely spooky here.
It seems like Godbear's considering the fact that Encore is something Aaron has run before. Opts to just ignore the possibility that it's Encore locking you here. And go for the Calm Mind of his own, but this is not a mental herb to Dunsparce. So it is not going to be able to shake off an Encore too easily here.
Now, and then even if you did, you then get in danger. Oh, don't hover over Earth Power. Don't do it. Don't hover over Earth Power.
Even if it Terra Steals, it's got Levitate. It's still not going to work. There's nothing you gain.
Twin telepathy powers work, Godbear.
Okay, the Boom Burst comes out, or the Boom Burst is clicked, I should say, but very specifically does not come out. As the Encore from the Uxie going to force the Dunsparce to click Calm Mind for the rest of its days or switch out. I wonder if Encore should be changed to have like negative priority, or like once a Pokemon shakes off an Encore, it can't be Encored again for some amount of time. Just because a faster Pokemon clicking Encore has always been just such a, devilish lock.
Yeah, especially when you have a Prankstermon, it really just shuts down any potential setup you could have.
Psychic Noise does come out. It's not going to be enough yet to take out the Primarina. What? The Serena. But it is going to easily shake off a knockoff here. Uxie's incredible natural bulk on the physical side and special side. Ensuring that Serena goes down and Dunsparce can't set up. And you now have a 50% Uxie and an Iron Valiant that needs to figure out some way to kill it in one touch.
Yeah, kind of interesting here just because really, really good preservation on Aaron's side. Aaron not going for the Terra just because that then gives Iron Valiant the out. If this clicks Terra, Close Combat comes in and just obliterates it. But by preserving that, staying Psychic, making it so it can't necessarily afford that, it's a really good preparation on Aaron's side to play it safe. Ultimately, where this can get interesting is if there's a crit on the Boom Burst to kill, then potentially, I think there's a chance where the Dunsparce can power through, but I don't think it's going to matter that much. Leaf Blade, you need the crit, not likely going to happen.
Even with a crit there, I don't think it would have really mattered. That is a crit.
It was a crit. Oh. We see the Draining Kiss. How much does that heal? Oh, Close Combat came. Oh, that's huge. Not going for the Psychic Noise. Oh my goodness.
Going to get the job done. That's a point lost for the Rompolions by not just staying Psychic type or going for the Psychic Noise there and opting for the Draining Kiss instead. Non-stab, only base 50 power, even at +3, and with Iron Valiant's paper-thin defenses, it is able to take it and fire back with a Close Combat. But the Serena was sacked to get into this position, and so suddenly this choice-banded Palafin looking a whole lot scarier.
Yeah, it's going to realistically be a question of how much can the Dunsparce take here. Palafin in hero mode, because it's doing Jet Punch, it's doing under half, so we do have some options, but yeah, it's dicey. Two boom bursts would kill it. There's no resist to any of the boom burst mons. There's no boom burst resist anymore, so potentially here could just see Godbear at the very least get a point.
Halfin does switch out at this point, probably into the Alolan Muck. No, into the Zapdos. Okay.
Not
It
boots.
doesn't show boots, so it is going to take 25% and then take a Boom Burst. And with the Terra Electric, you're going to resist both stabs with the Zapdos. Zapdos does not learn Encore, so you could Calm Mind here. I don't know if that benefits you, but you could do it.
Honestly, you might want to. Now, this Zapdos is wide lens with the metal sounds, so
Opting for the
Interesting.
substitute instead of the Calm Mind here. Zapdos
Yeah.
probably baited into Roost. Nope, just goes straight for a metal sound. So that's going to lower the Spadef, but with the substitute up,
that
at
might not
-2,
matter.
does a Hurricane break it?
Hurricane, if it connects, will at -2.
Okay.
It's doing just under 50% on a high roll. So you can go Calm Mind. I think it's a little too risky. I think you just got to go for it here. Make it so that the goes for the discharge. That should still break it though. It does. But yeah, now the -2 Spadef isn't going to matter just because the only remaining mons are both physical. Palafin here, interestingly enough, Wave Crash isn't guaranteed to kill. In fact, 396, let me check. Wave Crash without a crit would not kill. And between the hazards and the recoil, I think Boom Burst would be guaranteed to pick up the kill as a result here. Yeah, absolutely, at that range. So Godbear's got a point, and it's going to come down to the Alolan Muck at the end.
I mean, I think the Alolan Muck wins this 1v1 with the Dunsparce this low.
If it had Recover, I think there'd be a chance.
It would have to outspeed too.
I think it naturally does.
I think the same.
55 to 50. The Dunsparce does outspeed here. Clear Amulet, but Boom Burst, even with a crit, not doing enough. Funny enough, I don't think Drain Punch is doing enough to get the kill. So if they go Gunk Shot here and miss, it gets interesting. I'll just say it that way.
I mean, there's also the Poison Touch, so you could argue that something like Knockoff is better than Gunk Shot here.
Yeah. Funny enough, Earth Power is doing less damage than a Boom Burst is.
Stab is a hell of a drug with a move that's crazy powerful, but we do see the Knockoff is going to take out the Dunsparce and finish the battle, but not before Godbear really worked themselves back into a, I wouldn't say winning, but positive position. Ends up getting a point out of this fight. So from what looked not hopeless, but
it was a really rough spot.
To a 1-0 game. I mean, that is an incredible comeback on the part of the Chicago Phalanx. Picking up that very important point and holding the Rompoleons to just 2 instead of the Rompoleons picking up a full 3 thanks to that Dunsparce. And we are joined at this point by Godbear. Not sure if Aaron will be joining us, but yeah, Godbear, I mean, obviously maybe not the end result that you were looking for, but hell of a fight during the course of that battle. I mean, you really grinded your way back into that.
Yeah, I knew Palafin was a problem for me, but I thought the Dunsparce had a decent endgame if it lived a little bit more healthier. I could have maybe subbed on the Muck and maybe pulled it through, but I was just a little bit short on the health department there.
Choice banded Wave Crash from Palafin usually doesn't leave you on a whole lot of health if you're not a direct resist or water absorb mon.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I felt like Electric was a little bit better, but I knew Palafin was just a problem for me. So I am a firm believer that mod should not be allowed in most leagues, but hey, it's
If
that's just my hot
I'm
take.
not allowed to draft it, I'm in complete agreement. If it falls to me, then God bear you're on your own.
Okay, I fight you guys.
I love you too, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll look at the TBL tier list. Obviously, this may be the last or penultimate season in Gen 9, Gen 10, whatever Gen we're on at this point, Gen 11, Gen 13, in Scarlet and Violet. But we will definitely take another look at the tier list and just make sure that we're not, having games go because the Pokemon is too good for the format. But overall, we did the research, and it looks like, S tiers, while they're the choice that people take and result in people doing well, it's not the S tier itself that is doing that, which is kind of interesting. Although tonight we've seen Annihilate and Palafin really do a lot of work. So
To be fair, Annihilate's A tier. It's A tier.
I really thought I was gonna lose to that UC, but then it terrored, and I was like, oh.
It terrored, and I was a little surprised that Aaron went for the Draining Kiss instead of the Psychic Noise, because Psychic Noise just kills, whereas Draining Kiss let you live.
clearly does not.
The only thing I could think of is maybe he thought I was like Psychic Resist Berry.
Very possible.
But like even then.
I think it was also to make
sure.
Yeah, I think it was also to make sure that the Dunsparce wasn't able to then come in, click a Boom Burst, and Uxie be in range, I think, was the
I couldn't
other
touch
side.
that UC to those Terra Steel. I couldn't touch it at all.
They're stealing
So
+3 from Calm Minds, right? Like,
Yeah. But
no, it just felt a little bit to me like it wasn't calced, and it was just like, oh, I'm at +3. It's a paper thin Pokemon, and it actually has some reasonable defense against, as I mentioned during the stream, a 50 base power non-stab move.
I know Aaron's not joining us, or it seems like Aaron's not joining us, but I wonder if there's some second guessing there, because I believe that's the second time this year where Aaron had a very secure 4-0 victory, and either going for a different move or last second swap ends up costing it. Earlier this year we saw the Mystic Power miss from the Uxie, and that was a huge factor, and now going for the Draining Kiss instead of the Psychic Noise takes a 4-0 victory and makes it a lot closer.
To be fair to him, I don't think he saw anything but close combat up to that. So he did, for all he knew, I could have had coverage for him, and he would not have known that. So
yeah,
knockoff or something for sure.
Yeah.
Shadow Sneak even. So I think the Terra was a reasonable option, but I do think Psychic Noise would have secured a much higher differential. That said, Chicago Phalanx and Godbear tonight picking up that 1 point. Aaron picking up 2 does keep the Chicago Phalanx very much in the race and the hunt here for that third spot in the Scarlet Conference. So going into next week, you're looking at 2 points out. Very, very doable. I mean, you're still only 1 week of battles away from being in a playoff spot yourself. So
yeah,
best of luck to you there.
I'm not stressing it. I'll figure something out. I'm having fun, so I don't really care.
And that's what it's all about. You got to use Iron Valley.
Yeah.
But this stream is just going to keep pushing forward at this point. We're only halfway done with our night, so we've got a lot to cover and continue to go through. So we'll get our next contestants lined up for everybody. But in the meantime, again, congratulations to Aaron. Godbear, really well fought. A lot of fun to watch that battle and see you get your way, back into it in that what looked like a daunting mid-game situation.
Yeah, I thought I was toast, but I didn't give up. I was like, I'm just gonna keep trying, and maybe I could pull it off. But
just keep clicking the right button.
If his Zapdos was like any other move but Metal Sound, I think I actually do have that. But that was just good prep on his end.
Oh yeah, with Wide Lens. So in case you're wondering, man, where was the miss? That was a factor.
Oh, okay.
And why there was rock damage.
Okay. It's like, where's my misses? After the season I've had so far, why can't I get like a miss, bro?
Yeah, no, it was the Wide Lens on that, which I don't recall Metal Sound. Let me go see how much that's actually boosting the accuracy by.
I've missed that move quite a bit when I
85%. Okay, so it
right, yeah.
Yeah, so it gets a boost of roughly 8.5. So it's doing about a 93% accurate move. So that tracks.
if that was me, I would have missed.
Oh, if that was you, the Yuxi would have been crit turn 1, and it would have
That
died.
too. That too.
But yes, now we have a couple other matches on the docket to come up for us. I believe up next is the Venus Sweetosaurus taking on the Canadian. Actually, no, I take it back. It's the San Diego Pachirisus taking on. You know, if I just clicked the next screen, I would have saw it. So that's entirely on me.
You nerd.
But meantime,
I will say we have. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, meantime, we can take a look and see how the divisions are stacking up while we're waiting for a bit. So let's go take a look. Ba-da-da. So as a result, we've only got 2 matches in, but right now, Gold, still barring a diff week, I think you are still relatively comfortably in 3rd place. I think actually a diff week is the only way you get bypassed, because the tiebreaker is first and foremost the record, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I mean, so yeah, without a tiebreaker, without a diff week, I will at least hold 3rd place going into next week. And at this point in the season, my only 2 losses are to you and Addy. Obviously, pretty definitively puts me in 3rd place in the division, but I feel like with the point system the way it is, I'm still competitive for, doing well in the division.
Oh yeah.
My schedule has been nightmarish though in terms of the difficulty of it. If you actually look at who I've been facing, it's amazing that I have the record I do, to be honest. My opponents on the other division, my crossovers were the Canadian Sacrileges and the Atlanta Victory Stars so far.
Yeah, beginning of the season, I did not like who my crossover matches were, because I was anticipating Roman Polions, Virginia Victinis to be at the top of the division, throw Godbear in there as well. I was like, I am going to need some help, but been interesting how it's all shaken up. One of the things that you did mention, though, you've already faced me and Addy. I face Addy next week, but more interesting, I think it's going to get a little tough for the Talonflames, Weedosaurs, and Regirox to start to kind of climb out of this early on, just because they've not faced each other. So it's going to be kind of a, how much are they beating each other up to limit one of them to come out and overtake one of us, which is absolutely still possible, especially with the last 2 week schedule not being set yet, but it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the record looked daunting, but the points are not as far apart as you'd think. Very quickly, one of those teams could emerge as, a very strong contender in the division, and turn themselves into a legitimate threat to make playoffs. Talon, a 4-0, you tie me in points, but I will still have the tiebreaker in win-loss record. Meanwhile, on the Scarlet Conference side, we actually do see a tie at the top in terms of points, so we can talk about that directly, where the Canadian Sacrileges, despite not using their differential week, have maintained in a point tie with the Atlanta Victory Stars, who have used their differential week, but hold a 1-game edge over the Atlanta Victory Stars. Those 2 teams also have not yet faced, if I recall correctly. So they will face week 8. They don't face this week or anything like that, but they have not yet faced each other either. The ROM Polions, we just saw pick up 2 points here, so they are going to be sitting in quote-unquote definitive 3rd place at this point, passable by the Virginia Victinis with a 3-point victory here. Otherwise, they will still hold on to that playoff position. But let's not count out the San Diego Pachirisus, who, with a 3-point win in this upcoming battle, could find themselves in serious contention.
Yeah. Until differential week is gone, there is so much
Well, that's not even using differential week. I mean, no
Well-
differential week, just a 4-0 here, right? Like they would be sitting at 7 points.
But what I more mean is no one's really out of it, and what until differential week's gone, we can't really talk about all the elimination scenarios and things like that. Because, like you said, a 4-0 win today, 7 points right there on the outside looking in, and then a strong differential week after that. 2 dominant wins, and the San Diego Pachirisus in theory could jump to first.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, 6 points is an insane amount. It's basically 2 weeks worth of wins at once. And we saw the Atlanta Victory Stars do almost that when they managed to use their differential week and pick up 5 points, which was a massive jump for them. And they are, truly benefiting from that in a division that would otherwise look a lot closer. They would have still won and gotten a 3-point victory there. But they would be sitting at 9 instead of 11. And looking at how that division feels, right? 9 doesn't feel safe at all. 9 is very catchable by the 4th and 5th seeds. It's easily passable as the 2 seed. 11, maybe a little bit more comfortable, right? It's a little bit more mentally comfortable to be like, okay, I have a week buffer, basically. They would have to use their differential week and do really well. Otherwise, I can use this buffer to just, have my footing, feel more solidly that I'm going to make the playoffs. And that can make all the difference.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to shake out. And I feel like we talk about this every year. It feels like there's always a major difference you can see between the two conferences, between Violet and Scarlet in one way and another. There's usually one of them is, hey, a lot of close, low scoring points, and the other is a lot of, higher, separation and things like that. Like, it feels like there's always one conference that you see more of a separation on the top, whereas the other, you tend to see it be a lot closer when you play it out.
Yeah, and right now there's a lot of opportunity for the conferences to still flip-flop in which conference is the one that is the close one. By record, perhaps not, but by points, it could go either way. The Canadian Sacrilegious and Atlanta Victory Stars could just run away with the division, while the other 3 teams in the Violet Conference could find themselves, trying to recapture the closer point totals. But yeah, it's funny to look at a division of 3 teams with 4+ wins and 3 teams with 4+ losses and be like, no, that division could be close, pretty quickly turn around into being a very, very tight-knit race. And I think this might be the first season, especially now that it's sort of an established thing, where people will use their differential weeks. I think it's actually going to be a more commonly utilized piece of the puzzle, as opposed to something everyone was afraid to touch, as it was in previous seasons.
That's the next stat I need to go look up and see what is the historic benefit of the diff week so far, because I feel like historically,
I think it's just been Playmaker, and it has been very topsy-turvy for Playmaker.
Yeah, I am going to go look up some of them because I am curious how it has fared so far. Because we only had it for season 10 and 11, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that's correct. I actually can pull these up right now.
You want to go to season 11? I'll go season 10. Or I can go season 11.
Sure. There's a very easy-ish, not very easy, but there's at least a way to see how many people lost using their differential week very quickly. In the doc, and in season 11 there were two uses of the differential week in which a player lost.
Yeah, Playmaker used it in season 10 against me, the first iteration of it, and they lost 3 points because of it.
Yeah, and then they used it in season 11 and won with a 3-0 victory, so they gained 3 points. The British Bruxish also used it in season 11 and picked up 3 points in a 3-0 victory, which that is positive, right? If you get a 3-0, you normally get 2 points, so that is still better than it could have been. The Venus Ouija Store used it against the Atlanta Victory Stars in a 1-0 loss, so they did lose a point. The Cornish Corefish used it against the Rev of Room Racing and did get a 2-0 victory, which is neutral. So that didn't benefit or hurt the Cornish Corefish in that situation. And then in week 8, which was the final possible week to use it, we had the Las Vegas Volbeats attempt to use it against the Cornish Corefish and lose. So they lost 0-2 and lost 2 points. So in season 11, we had it used a number of times, and in only 2 scenarios, which were both 3-0 victories, was it actually net positive for the person. In all other cases, it was either neutral or detrimental, which I think was about 50-50, maybe 2 out of 6. 2 out of 5,
Yeah.
2 out of 6.
So taking a look at it, season 10 is a bit of a different story, actually. Currently going through it now, but it looks like we actually saw a number of uses of it, especially into the last 2 weeks, most of which actually being very positive outcomes for the coaches using it. Let me go through and make sure there's no more that I am missing here. Okay. So, a total of 5 coaches used it. There was no neutral. Play used it, -3. I used it, -1. You used it, +4. Battlefield Toracats used it, +4. And then I believe the last one was Hunby used it. Let me double check. I'll take it back. Humby used it, -3. So it was all positive or negative.
And it had a really big impact that season too, in season 10
did.
especially. I mean, it was only an 8-week season. You could use it up until the very last week, which we have stopped allowing now. But yeah, the Atlanta Victory Stars losing 3 points and me gaining 4 points in separate weeks ended up meaning that I finished with 1 more point than the Atlanta Victory Stars at the end of the season. So crazy. And I think the Las Vegas Volbeats cost themselves a genuine. They knocked themselves out of playoffs with it, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that does sound correct to me.
And I think the Battlefield Toracats only pushed themselves into playoffs by using it.
I think it was a mix of the two, to where they needed. Let me go back and take a look.
Yeah, they needed Hunby to use it and
Lose and
then also needed to get a really big win on their own.
Which both happened. If either of those don't happen, Hunby's in and the Battlefield Toracats are. Well, actually, no. It was a 4-point swing. Yeah, no. If that didn't happen, Hunby is in.
Crazy. I mean, it's a dangerous game you're playing when you're clicking clicking that checkbox, but
High risk, high reward.
Yeah. And that first season where we allowed it, people were still experimenting with it. People were still sort of figuring out what matchups make sense to use it in. But yeah, it's actually been used a lot more than I thought it had. That sounds like it's been used about a dozen times. And people are, based on my very quick mental math, about 7 and 5.
I'm compiling right now just to be safe. And get the exact number of what it translates out to.
As a reminder, with the differential week, it is possible to win and hurt yourself. That would require a 1-0 or a 0-0 victory for you. Then you would score fewer points with your win than you would have otherwise. In a really ironic twist, if you use your differential week and win the game 0-0, your opponent, who didn't use theirs and lost, still gets 1 point, and you get 0. So that is a situation that has not yet happened, but would be very entertaining if it did, because it would literally mean that you used your really big differential week, you got the win that you needed, and then you gave your opponent more points than you earned, which would just be funny to me if that ever actually happens. But not sure what the next generation of Pokemon games will bring in terms of how the TBL runs and what makes the most sense in terms of points or another format. So we will obviously continue to iterate and grow and adjust as makes sense with the times, but the differential week is here now, and I think it does lead to a lot of really interesting calculations. But
So
we do also have.
I was gonna say the quick takeaway: 5 successful uses, 4 negative, 1 neutral. But I think the bigger thing, the successful uses have netted a total of +6 total points. So normally, when the coaches have used it, they've gained only 1 more point than they would have gained normally.
Does that include the one from this season?
No, the one from this season is the exception to where they gained 2. Outside of that, they've all been +1. Whereas when you lose it, you lose. It's been a total of -10, where on average you lose 2.5 points that you would have gotten because you either went from gaining 1 point to -1, or you went from losing nothing to losing 3.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating change of how you think about a matchup and how you have to play. So that said, let's jump into this next matchup here because we do have the coaches ready to go.
Excellent.
They were originally scheduled for starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so we did give them a little bit of wiggle room here. But the next 2 coaches that are going to be competing today are the San Diego Pachirisus and the Virginia Victinis. Rotom, if you are listening right now, please deafen so that we can talk about your matchup and you can't hear us. That said, we are going to, as per usual, and by per usual I mean as per the last game, we are not going to go through every single Pokemon on the screen because that's crazy. Because again, we would be talking about 60 different Pokemon tonight, and that's absurd. Right now, the San Diego Pachirisus are sitting at 1-4, -8 as their differential, with 4 points on the season, while the Virginia Victinis are 2-3 with 6. Both these teams are on the outside looking in terms of playoffs, but Virginia Victinis very easily, with a 4-0 win or greater, could find themselves in a playoff position after this battle. The San Diego Pachirisus, though, again, with a 4-0 win or greater, could find themselves, as we talked about before, just 1 point out of the playoffs. Neither coach, as I have said before, or I didn't say it before, but neither coach has chosen to use a differential week. So those numbers are accurate as far as we're aware. Technically, there is still time for them to choose to use the differential week. Up until they get into the team preview screen, they can technically choose to use it. But I would be surprised in this moment. But yeah. We vamped for a really long time, so I've totally lost the thread of how Pokemon works anymore.
Yeah.
Both these teams have flying types. They're flapping their wings on the screen, and I think that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I was going to say the mons that I think are going to be very interesting to me in this matchup. For the San Diego Pachirisus, I am really curious about the use of Okidogi. I think with its bulk and being able to Terra, it's going to give it a lot of interesting plays, especially with it being a fighting type and Poison Touch. So things like, Skeldridge or Diancie, something that you want to be bulky, take the hits. You can't Terra into Steel and risk the super effective close combat, but you also are then running the risk of the Poison Touch. On the flip side, for the Virginia Victinis, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the Tornadus gets used. Its speed tier makes it just a menacing threat regenerator to where I could see potentially a choice item on the Mon here go early. But yeah, if you want to let the coaches know that they are good to search, I just got these sets from the coaches just now, so we've got everything we need to get started.
All right. Yeah, let's jump into it because even once this battle ends, we are not done yet. There is another one tonight because somehow, some way, everyone said, hey, the best thing to do on our Friday night? We're going to battle Pokemon for the TBL.
They knew me and you had no plans because we're the nerds.
It's not like I had plans anyway, so yeah, this is only the third of 4.
Interesting to note, this is the Battle of the Urshis.
It is the Battle of the Urshis. That's always a fun week. This battle it feels like, maybe not. I was gonna say it might set a record of the number of I was gonna say
crits.
fighting type, but it's actually the number of number of water types on the San Diego Pachirisus that always astounds me. Not the number of fighting types. At this point, I can confirm, because they didn't change their minds in any way, that neither of these coaches is using their differential week officially, and no longer can.
Right off the bat, some interesting things. I'm a little surprised that the unaware Skeldurge is not coming this week. Really curious to see what ends up being the play. Also, I apologize for all the mons on the screen. I am doing on-the-fly adjustments because it's kind of hard to have this much of the stuff ahead of time for 4 matches. There we go. Nice and clean. No issues.
Never didn't have it. First try.
Always
What's
prepared.
live editing? Never heard of him.
Oh, I also got Goldoa. This is Wreck-It Bike's differential week. I did not check my IMs because I have the screen share up, so I can't switch back and forth without the entire chat seeing my DMs. So I went to go check what Mike messaged me on my phone, and they did ask to use it their differential week. So apologies, folks. It was not a delay from Mike. It was my issue because of the fact that I was hosting, and that's my official standpoint. You can't tell me otherwise. But right off the bat, this is going to be a very fun, interesting matchup.
That adds a whole layer to this night that we did not foresee, or at least I did not foresee, because he didn't message me about it.
You're just not the favorite.
Clearly, I am the old guard. Finfin is the new one, the new toy. Way more fun to play with.
Only for my wife. All right, so as we have the Milotic out, I'm just going to completely blow past that horrible innuendo joke I just made. And
I was going to make some reference to something continuing the bit with Ceaseless Edge, but I'm not going to do that.
Oh. So this Milotic does have a luring voice here. It is kind of an interesting threat to the Hisuian Samurott, but the Samurott is Choice Scarf. So it's locked into the moves.
Yeah, and that Ceaseless Edge did about 30%, it looked like. Obviously, you're seeing no Flame Orb pop. So if you're in the side of San Diego Pachirisus, you know that that's just the natural bulk of Milotic that's just going to be able to take that hit. And we do see the Hisuian Goodra come in. That's going to eat a flip turn. It's going to do negligible damage.
No, but the important thing is the momentum.
Yeah, running Roussel's right into spikes. But, that's nothing you can do about that. If you're facing a Hisuian Samurott, you just assume there are going to be a layer or two of spikes. You're going to have to play around them or remove them. But at some point during the battle, you're going to see that happen.
But if they wanted to right now, should be relatively easy to get rid of. This Excadrill is packing Rapid Spin. There is no Ghost type on the San Diego Pachirisus, and I think it'd be really risky to leave the Goodra in on an Excadrill with Earthquake.
Unless you're specifically pretending to be Shuka.
Yes. But
which is a dangerous thing to do.
It is. We do see the Hippowdon come in, and unfortunately, you can't really fake it anymore because the leftovers was revealed.
Hippowdon does take that spikes damage, so no heavy-duty boots here. But actually, it's a funnily good anti-sand team, with the Hisuian Goodra, the Iron Crown, and the Gliscor all being immune to it.
Out comes the Stealth Rocks here. Funny enough, there's no way for the Hippowdon to touch the Gliscor now. It can Whirlwind, but it's just going to always heal off any damage it takes from the Toxic Orb. So elects to stay in with the Hippowdon, maybe anticipating not a Toxic, but a substitute, as we see Whirlwind come out.
It's funny to me to use a Whirlwind strategy against the person with the Hisuian Samurott.
Yeah.
But, hazards do be hazards. And Sandchip do be Sandchip. But again, against this team, 3 out of the 6 Mons not gonna take any sand chip here, and we do see the Quark Drive special attack booster energy popped. That's the only chance this Iron Crown's gonna have to be booster, and if it doesn't kill right now, it's hard to stay in, so you may just lose access to that. So probably the best Mon that the Hippowdon could have whirlwinded in right now.
Yeah, absolutely huge there for the Hippowdon, trying to make the most of it. I am really curious how long this Hippowdon stays in with the Toxic, only because of the fact that we know it's the differential week. So every time you let a Mon go down, it's, taking a point away. We see a crit come out early. Both hits are going to connect. The Hippowdon here taking a moment.
Shows its eject button, so it takes like 70%, but gets out. No worries about the Toxic right now, and does live one more switch into Stealth Rock, or Spikes that are up right now, if it ever has to try to set the sand up again. But
Yeah.
I do think the Virginia Victini is likely going to be trying to just go for game as much as they possibly can here with this extra drill and a couple turns of sand.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we see the Rapid Spin come out here. Can't really afford to click Earthquake. No damage has been revealed yet, but I feel like getting rid of the spikes and anticipating your opponent's going to swap out here, knowing that it's outsped. I feel like Rapid Spin's the most productive move you can click.
We do see the Earthquake, though, so just trying to go for a kill what's in front of you strategy. Unfortunately, not going to work as the Gliscor is going to get in, as you mentioned, get all of its HP back after the Toxic heal from the Poison heal.
Yeah, this Gliscor is looking to be in a prime position to be very annoying for Rocket Mike's team here.
It has a tendency to do that.
Yeah, just because the only things that really threaten it are Mons that you don't really want to let get Toxic, just because they want to stay in, recover, and take some of that damage. Things like the Milotic, the Hippowdon. So it'd be interesting to see. We see a hard swap out, and Latios is going to come in here, maybe anticipating the Earthquake, but instead going for the momentum, getting some huge damage there.
No weakness policy, which I would have actually maybe expected to see on the Latios in a differential weak situation. But we do see that the immediate Samurott, that is going to cue Mike in that if he wasn't already suspicious that this was scarfed, I would be incredibly suspicious now.
Yeah. I mean, let me take a look here. This Diancie set could be interesting. Oh my gosh. Oh, take a look at the Diancie set. If I have, I don't know if I sent it to you. Did I send it to you?
No, I only have Rotons.
Okay. Diancie could be in a spot that it just wrecks. Terra Fairy, Earth Power, Moonblast, and Calm Mind. You want to take any guesses on the last move?
Based on how you're saying it, I assume it's not like Diamond Storm.
Nope.
There's something standard. Earth Power, Moonblast, Calm Mind.
What would be the best way to punish the Gliscor?
Something skill swap or ability changing?
Skill swap.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
I love that so much.
Well, one thing to note is that I've always found very interesting, and this is if this doesn't come up in the game, or maybe it will. When you have a Pokemon with Toxic Heal or Poison Heal in with a Toxic Orb, you are always healing a set amount. So you're healing the same percentage no matter how many turns you've been on the field. But the Toxic counter is tracking the number of turns that you have been on the field. If you get skill swapped at any point, it will do the appropriate amount of damage as the number of turns that you're supposed to have taken Toxic for this turn. So like if you've been on the field for 5 turns it's actually going to do the 5th turn worth of toxic damage. It's not going to do the first turn. So it is iterating that every single turn, that counter, even though you're healing the exact same amount every turn, you don't necessarily feel that. So I think that's a really fascinating aspect to the to something with poison heal getting skill swapped. We do see the Focus Blast come out and land. That is the 2nd Pokemon down for the Virginia Victinis. That is a point away from them. As the San Diego Pachirisus have yet to lose a Pokemon in this matchup.
I think ultimately, though, Virginia Victinis, if they can find a way to take down this Iron Crown as the game appears to be buffering, we are losing the feed. I am getting worried. But if they can find a way to take down this Iron Crown, I feel like this Diancie has a really, really good matchup. I mean, Hisuian Gudra, even that, yeah, that's going to be iffy.
Yeah, I've messaged Rotom that the feed is frozen. I'm not sure what the resolution's going to be. What? Okay, Rotom said that they're trying to fix the frozenness. Unclear if that's a DC entirely.
I'm wondering if the battle's still going on, just we're not getting the feed.
It doesn't sound like it because Mike said I'm still online, so I assume that the battle DC'd.
Oh, this is going to be a nightmare to recreate.
Not really. There was one crit with a Tachyon Cutter that I don't think ended up mattering in terms of rolls for later. And I think everything else was... landing the Focus Blast, I guess, is going to be the hardest thing, but... that's about the only piece of it that I feel like is going to be difficult to recreate.
Yeah, we'll have to kind of play around with it for a minute.
Y'all, I am so sorry about all of that.
It's okay. These things happen.
These happen. It is okay.
I don't know what even is going on too, because I have my thing connected to the Ethernet cable, so.
Yeah, I mean, again, things happen. We will help walk through all of the moves that y'all did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be typing that out in the chat if one of you two wants to handle saying it out loud, because that's going to be a lot for my brain.
Yeah, I started with Samurott, right?
Yep.
I believe so,
Against
yeah.
Decidueye.
Should we pull Mike in here just to be? Actually, no, never mind. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Don't want to have Mike see all the sets from the screen
Oh, that's
share.
fair too, yeah.
Honestly, yeah, this is the first DC of the year, and it would come on the day we have 4 matches in a row.
You know, it is Friday the 13th. So
is Friday the
it's gonna
13th,
happen on
so
one
yeah.
day.
That actually explains a lot.
Okay, so Ceaseless Edge here, right? Yeah, cool.
All right, and
And
then
then
I
Melodic
think
comes in.
show me the miss. Let's start things off beautifully.
Dude, don't even joke about that right now.
You want to see commentators curse? Let's do it.
Melodic flip turned to Hippo as you
And then I
switched into
switched
Gudra.
Gudra.
Turn 3 was Gudra clicked. What did Gudra do? Switched?
Gudra switched. Yeah, I don't think I kept it in.
Oh yeah, Gudra switched to Gliscor.
I thought it clicked explosion.
Oh, you know, you did. It did. Now that I remember.
Hippowdon set rocks this turn, right?
Yeah.
Yes, when the Gliscor came in.
Yeah. Turn 4, Gliscor clicked Toxic.
And Hippowdon clicked Whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
I'm trying to be very careful with what I say because I don't want to say a move that we saw that
Well,
has
have them
not
just
been
click
revealed.
Stealth Rocks again so I can switch into Iron Crown.
You
Oh,
have
yeah.
to Toxic. Yeah, the damage isn't gonna matter.
Well, no. For the turn that they Whirlwind, because I'll Toxic now, but for the turn that they Whirlwind, just have them click Stealth Rocks again so that I can guarantee the switch into Iron Crown.
Yeah. So now you go into Crown. On just continuous Stealth Rock clicking and then Tachyon Cutter.
Mhm.
Hippowdon gets forced out with an eject button here, which is a little bit.
Yeah, but don't
difficult.
they get to choose what they switch into?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of red
Red
card,
card.
but yeah, eject button. Not eject button. It is a red card. No.
It's an eject button.
Yeah. And they went into Excadrill, right?
No, they went into Excadrill and then they clicked Earthquake when Gliscor came in.
Yeah, Tachyon Cutter.
Also,
Can I get the crit again? No.
I am a little
they had an
disappointed.
extra turn of Toxic now, so the crit doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Guess that's fair.
I am a little disappointed that eject button doesn't work on multi-hit moves on the first hit. I feel like it should.
Mechanics in Pokemon are so not. They don't work like you want them to. Excadrill switches after the Earthquake and the Gliscor switch into
Lati with the U-turn.
Latios,
And Gliscor
U-turn,
clicks
yeah.
the U-turn.
And then went into Sam. Hippowdon or Latios switches to Hippowdon. Sam clicked flip turn.
Yes, I did U-turn. Or sorry, flip turn.
And then you brought in Crown again.
Yeah, I brought in Crown. I think so. Yeah? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they ended up
And then
clicking
Excadrill
Rapid Spin.
comes in. And then
Actually, no, because
Excadrill.
before that doesn't. No, it shouldn't matter.
And then this is the one turn.
Well, I mean, the Toxic should kill it. if like the flip turn doesn't.
No. Sorry, I'm writing like 2 turns ahead.
Oh.
It's the focus blast
Yeah.
that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
But I guess you can just click rapid spin once more and hope that if they don't have a non-offensive move.
The only issue with it would just be the
But-
number of sand turns.
Sand
However,
turns and chip on the Iron Crown and stuff. But
however, because Excadrill goes down here, I don't think the sand chip is that huge.
just land it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got those guys. Don't worry.
As you pop back on, we did see that the Decidueye came in, but that was actually not visible on stream, but when the stream froze, so.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But
So
that is, we did see that at the end, so.
Okay, cool. We did land
Okay,
it. Okay,
cool.
I'm gonna go mutant deaf now.
Yeah, go back and deafen, and we should be caught up to live. As I said, that didn't feel like it was going to be that unreasonable of a.
No, it's just we haven't had to do it in
Ability.
such a long time that it felt.
Yeah, well, so half the thing about a recreation, and this is just something to talk about, I guess, is memorizing the moves that happened up till this point. And for some reason, my brain does that. I just like knew the sequence of moves and mons.
If you asked me the moves, I couldn't tell you. But like as I'm recreating, it's like, oh wait, this happened. Like as I'm actually seeing it, kind of thing. It's like when if you ask someone like, hey, what's this, song lyrics? I can't tell you. But if I'm singing it and I have like the lyrics going with it, then oh yeah, I can tell you that. Interesting enough, though, we saw the Spirit Shackle come out, kill the Iron Crown. The sneaky, unexpected Scarf picks up a huge kill there, because that's going to be one of the key mons to potentially let this Diancie put in work.
Yeah, and that is the first kill for the Virginia Victinis, and therefore the first point for the Virginia Victinis. So that's important for them as well. But yeah, to Godbear's point in chat as well, it's I don't know if it's having a memory of my own battles that is as impressive as having a memory of somebody else's battle as they go through it. My brain just keeps this all for some reason. I couldn't necessarily tell you what happened in the previous one. I've already dumped that. Your battle against Aaron, gone. I don't even know what happened. But the current battle is definitely still locked in there. And part of it is just also having posted enough DCs on the TBL to know that that's a possibility.
Yes. I want to see this set so bad right now. You don't even understand.
Now the problem with this set a little bit is the Hisuian Gudra is just so fat.
It is. It's just unfortunately the Hisuian Gudra, once this Terra is out of the quad super effective, with a Calm Mind, isn't doing that much.
And the Sandstorm subsides right now perfectly in line with not taking damage as you Terra away from the rock type. So,
yeah. So this
also,
is where
actually
it gets interesting.
If the sand was up, you get basically an extra Calm Mind boost. So I guess it would be sort of the same.
Yeah. So interesting here. Diancie actually naturally outspeeds. So this is going to get to +2 if they go for it here. Now, obviously, Heavy Slam is a risk, but if they stay in, Scout, Click, it's going to be interesting.
But we do see the Acid Spray. You're going to run into a clear body, though.
Yeah.
So you're actually not going to get the special defense drop, unfortunately, for Rotom here. Calm Mind's going to come out, and you're going to see the Acid Spray is going to do pitiful 40 base power damage into non-stab +2.
It's basically going to get negated from leftovers.
Yeah, and it's not going to drop the Spadef, and that's going to allow this Diancie basically another free turn if it wants it, and you just showed more or less that you don't have Heavy Slam.
Yeah, because the funny thing is Clear Body, I think, also would prevent Muddy Water from dropping the accuracy as well.
Yes. Now, is all hope lost? No. This is not Draining Kiss, it's Moonblast. So
do we see them go hard into the Gliscor here? I want it I want to see this happen so bad. You don't understand.
I don't think you go Gliscor immediately because it doesn't really threaten the Diancie. I mean, Diancie's just gonna shrug off the earthquakes just as well.
Right, it's gonna be more a question of getting it toxic poison, so that way it gets put on a clock and the recovery from leftovers starts to go away.
Yeah, and it can't just sweep you. But I don't think you can go hard Gliscor because if this thing does choose this moment to attack, Gliscor probably just drops. And we do see Terra Fairy Moonblast coming out from a Diancie. I mean, it's doing 50% to a Goodra. It's probably just killing a Gliscor.
Oh, and it gets
And
the
a
Spatak drop.
drop. As we do see the Flash Cannon come out, that is also never going to lower the special defense of this Diancie. So I mean, a crit could obviously really go hard in the favor of the San Diego Padres, but Mike with this devilish set right now is definitely going to be able to put in some work. And we do have the Urshi Rapid, which does outspeed. It does give you, surging strikes for big damage. It probably doesn't Oko, but then you can go Okie Dokie. Like, I don't think this thing is going to sweep you. But I do think you are going to have to utilize a lot of resources in order to break it down. And the question is, will you have enough resources for the remaining Pokemon on the Virginia Bikini side?
With the amount of physical defense in this, if they do the Gliscor play before they go into the other two, then I think this can sweep. We see the Calm Mind come out here.
Getting a skill swap to become not just make the Gliscor take damage, but also gain HP if it clicks Toxic on you is crazy.
Oh, I love it so much. I love it more than I should.
Those little hearts coming out of the bottom of Diancie, because it's Terra Fairyed, are actually just Finfin's emotions about this Pokemon right now.
I think
About
that's an
this set.
insanely brilliant set. Excuse me for appreciating it.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm so here for it. I just think it is cute to watch someone gush about like a Pokemon set. I feel like there's very few of us in the world, and we're all here hanging out on a Friday night in Twitch chat and watching 4 Pokemon battles back to back, of other people playing, not even playing ourselves. I think it does say something about all of us, but that we all might end up in that situation. But I do think there is something charming about being surrounded by people who just appreciate something like that. A little one move. It's literally one move on one Pokemon, and we're all just like, oh, it's so exciting. It's so interesting. And I just think that's wonderful.
Yeah, and that is kind of one of the interesting things here. I do like the Toxic Orb Facade set. That is interesting. But unfortunately, not a lot that's touching this Diancie is on that Okie Dokie set. And because this thing's just setting up, the Assault Vest isn't going to be able to really protect much. Oh, here it goes.
There's the Gliscor. There's actually may not get it to see it
No,
because I think there's the
no,
kill. I
no.
think this just kills the Gliscor.
Come on,
Doesn't
DC,
even
so they
get
have to
throw
redo
the
this.
tag.
We are going to see it play out. Oh, Mike's got to be sitting there like, oh no, what have I done? No, he's actually in a really good position here just because the Okie Dokie at this point, it can take 2 Moonblasts, but it
doesn't have Gunk Shot or Poison Jab.
No. It's having to bank off Toxic Chain.
Yeah, and you don't get the... You obviously aren't Poison Heal here, unfortunately. But I don't know how much Terra Blast is even doing. It's going to do the most because it's not resisted.
So this is where it kind of gets interesting depending on how much HP and whether or not the Toxic Chain goes off. Urshifu Rapid is doing at most 44%, and Okie Dokie with 2 attacks is doing at most 50 between the two. So between leftovers, it's going to get really interesting.
are going to see that terrestrialization. It is going to be into Fairy. And if you are Mike, the second you see this Terror Blast, you're going to perk up a little bit. Because you're going to be like, wait a minute. That's not a poison move. You know, if they had a poison move, they would obviously click it here. We see that do very little damage. And the
No
Moonblast
toxic
is going
chain.
to
This
come out.
Moonblast won't kill. It's going to reveal that this is an assault vest. Now, this is going to... Yeah, it's going to do at most another 25%. It really needs to get this 30% toxic chain rolled just to really help guarantee it, because otherwise it's sitting at 60. It's going to drop down...
So 35-ish. Plus 5, so 40.
Leftovers. All right, moment of truth. Oh.
No toxic chain.
So it's going to get leftovers here. And Urshifu can come in. That's not the issue. It's just that it's not doing enough. I mean, we get a guaranteed crit with Surging Strikes. And this thing is honestly looks at roughly 49%. So something's got to die here.
Then it's Hisui and Samurott that comes in, right? It's going to be able to kill it. Yeah, I mean, Urshifu comes in. It's gonna do Surging Strikes. That looks really close to 44%.
I thought I saw it go higher. This is gonna be interesting. Urshifu would need a max roll on all 3 crits to do 44%, though.
Sure. So very likely that this DNC survives this. Samurott comes in, and then what? Do you do the thing you kind of have to do, and click Ceaseless Edge, which can miss, and then you lose the game, or do you click Flip Turn, kill this thing, go into your Gudra, and risk something like the Latios setting up in front of the Gudra?
It's going to depend on the damage. I don't think you can click Ceaseless Edge, though. What I will say is, depending on how much health this Diancie has, you could potentially go into the Gudra and click Flash Cannon.
Yeah, the Moonblast over the Draining Kiss, the Saving Grace here, actually switches out the Diancie right
Maybe
here.
fearing Choice Band.
And has the Milotic here, which is going to be able to tank these Surging Strikes far more effectively. And Rocky Helmet is going to activate. Interestingly, not Punching Glove either.
Nope, they went with Expert Belt. Honestly, I think that's a great read by Mike. It's not one that I think I would have had the guts to make, and so I have to tip my hat there going for it, because they have to preserve as many mons as they can. So not knowing what the item is on this Urshifu, you want to go for something to give you the best chance of living. And now Urshifu could click Close Combat. It should kill. So do you make another read here? Nope. Instead,
no,
the
Milotic
will go down.
And that guarantees that Mike is only going to go neutral in this particular week at best. A 2-0 victory, based on the math, normally you score 2 points for a 2-0 victory. And normally you score 2 points for a 1-0 victory. But if you use your differential week and you get a 1-0 victory, you will only score 1 point. So this is the minimum number of Pokemon that can keep you neutral, regardless of what your opponent does here. If Mike loses another Pokemon, then using the differential week will have actively hurt them.
Yeah. This is going to be really interesting. The Hisuian Gudra is able to come in here. Do we see a Flip Turn? That would be an insane read here.
Stealth Rock's still doing a little bit of chip. Luster Purge going to come out. That is very likely to lower the special defense. I don't know if it's guaranteed. I can't remember if it's 50% or 100% to lower
I believe
the
it's
special defense.
50. I'd have to go check.
But it does get the drop. So regardless of what the percentage is, right now it's 100%.
50%.
Well, right now it's 100 because it just did it.
Yep, so this is Choice Specs, so it's kind of a bit of a risky spot here. Oh, clicking Draco is so... Yeah, that
just lets in the Diancie here. Diancie not going to take any damage from the Draco, but does take some from the spikes and isn't going to be as bulky, and so now you can just click Flash Cannon. You should win this 1v1 exchange. I don't think this thing can set up enough Calm Minds without Draining Kiss to break the Gudra. Well, Gudra's at -1 already, so I might be wrong. I might be wrong. One Calm Mind.
Moonblast right now is doing about 30 to 36%. A
So
Flash
if you Calm Mind
Cannon is
once-
doing 44. This is a rough spot for Mike.
If you Calm Mind once, you live 1 Flash Cannon, right?
If you Calm Mind once, you live 1.
And then you go for a thing and it does about 50%. You could get a special attack drop here. Does not. Gudra is able to take out the Diancie here.
I think what it's going to come down to is you have to go back into the Latte. I mean, Latte's only on left. I think you have to click Luster Purge, and you have to essentially hope that you can kind of chip away.
But Gudra has showed Draco.
Yeah, Gudra showed Draco, and with a chip on the Latte, Draco is just hitting, so you almost have to kind of hope for a miss.
It's not Scarf Lottie, it's Specs. And so Samurott can just Cecil's Edge, yeah, if they don't miss, it's all she wrote.
Yeah, this is
and
really rough
even
spot.
if they do miss and you get the kill with Draco, I don't know if a -4 Draco kills Urshifu. It might.
They're gonna miss. They're gonna miss. They didn't miss.
Nope. That's going to pick it. Honestly, I think it came down to the fact that Moonblast got clicked on the turn that Gliscor swapped in. If they click Calm Mind instead, that Diancie set's able to truly pop off with the Gliscor, and I think it's going to be outside of range and just sweep. So I think that turn ultimately was what did it in.
Yeah, and a really impressive game by the San Diego Pachirisus, who do pick up a 2-0 victory. We are now joined by both coaches.
Hey, dude, GG's. GG's.
GG's. You know, because this is a entertainment league, I tried to come up with these fun sets, these interesting sets, and they never work. The top last week, it didn't work because it was too slow. And
what was the fun set that you had this week? Was it the Diancie? Or...
Yeah, because I knew that you were gonna try to poison me with Gliscor. So the last move in the Diancie was skill swap.
Yo, wait, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, but of course I had to get you the one turn that you go Gliscor. I had to get you. I was just hoping he has to go Gliscor. He has to go Gliscor. He has to go Gliscor. And the one turn that I decide not to go for Calm Mind.
You know, unironically, I would never have known about that, right? So I was very disappointed when I didn't Toxic you with Gliscor, and I didn't Toxic you with Toxic Chain either. But dude, I wish you got that off. That would have been so fun to see.
Yeah, I don't know what's not working out with this team, to be honest with you. It just seems like a good idea, but then it just doesn't work out. I think I just.
Hey, you had me on my ropes for a minute there, man. I, for some reason, completely blanked that Diancie had clear body, and my whole Gudra strategy was blown out of the water.
Yeah, I got really lucky there that I got the first Moonblast drop too, but I was.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And just sorry about the disconnects as well. I genuinely don't know what happened there, man.
It happens, it happens. But we can still make trades to our teams, right?
Yes. Yeah. You have trades are still active. So.
All right. I give it a shot. I give it a good honest try. I'm just gonna switch to something different because this is clearly not working out.
Yeah. You have this week and 4. So basically, we are in week 6. You have this week into week 7, and then you have next week 7 into week 8 to make transactions. That'll be your last opportunity. So the trade deadline is not this Sunday; it's next Sunday.
Got it. Okay. Fun stuff, man. I can't believe you're gonna give me the Iron Crown.
I mean, I honestly was I was surprised by that decision too. I didn't really see much of a use at the time. It probably had a lot more than I could actually see. But I was running Future Sight, so I was figuring either I can kill this now, or if like by any random means I can just set up a Future Sight after if you rapid spin and I miss. But I ended up hitting the Focus Blast, and I guess that was that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I just couldn't get a call right this game. Like we were doing one with Diancie, and to be fair, last minute before the game, I changed Moonblast to Draining Kiss to Moonblast. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Gold will tell you
I've
when
been there before.
Gold will tell you when I saw the Diancie set and saw the Iron Crown go down, I turned into an elementary schoolboy whose crush checked yes to the "I like you" box as I was going nuts. Like, I gotta see this. I want to see this. Show me that skill swap. This is going to be such fire tech.
yeah, it will have been massive because I needed that recovery.
Yeah.
And I think Gleisker not only does it's not just it's not roleplay, right? It not only does it take your stuff, but it also gives you my stuff, so you no longer have poison heal. Man, I'm sad that it didn't work out, but it is what it is.
It was a fire set. It was absolute fire.
Yeah, the fire sets are just not working out this season for some reason, but we'll keep trying. We'll keep trying. Because the Iron Crown, was the Iron Crown was 100% the stuff that was like, well, if I take out the Iron Crown and I can get a little bit of luck, then Diancie can't sweep. That was the whole point of making a differential week.
Oh, was your differential?
Yeah, because when else am I gonna use it?
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
I might as well use it now. I was trying to, and like I said, the Diancie have potential. The whole reason why, if you see my Hippo set, the Hippo has no moves to hit the Gliscor, and that was mostly so that I'm not tempted to click Ice Fang versus it, so I can leave it alive.
That's fair. Yeah, with the shot you're going for, that's totally fair.
Yeah, I just needed Diancie in front of Gliscor, and then you just decide. I couldn't get why you didn't go Gliscor immediately the moment that you saw, oh, I hit it with acid spray and it didn't lower the speed up, and then it lowers my special attack. There's no point of getting this, but you make the right choice. 100%.
Honestly, I'll be real with you right there. I was just playing extremely dumb in the moment after being caught up with all like the disconnection stuff. I was not in the headspace of making, I guess, right calls, as you'd call them.
See, I thought you just didn't want to swap it in on a Moonblast and you were sacking the Gutra in the moment.
No, I was just like, I kept forgetting that I like Clear Body was active, like that the ability existed. I was like, okay, well, if I hit Flash Cannon, I might be able to get a Spadef drop and counterbalance this. No, I was playing so dumb there.
I see. Well, you end up working out, so good job. Nice bring. I expected a Soul Best Max HP good try. I wasn't expecting like completely sped up. Although you ran that versus Addy, so I should have probably, thought about it. But
I mean,
I really
everyone
didn't,
brings different sets every week. It's not always guaranteed you'll find like the same thing. So I don't know. I'm just trying.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Well, I appreciate it, coaches. It was a great match, and yeah, I know. Again, like consolation for what it is, you had me going nuts on the call.
Yeah, Pimpin was literally like foaming at the mouth, like jumping up and down in his chair. It was one of the funniest. And we don't have face cams on, but we all saw it. It was one of the funniest things.
I gotta watch this replay now.
Genuinely, like I know obviously not the result you wanted. Big fan of the set. I was a huge fan, and I wanted to see it pop off so much. So really fun cold brings. I love the idea of not even bringing a move attempt to kill the Gliscor just so you can have it pop off. Again, not the result you want, but a lot of fun and greatly appreciate it.
Here's the thing, right? They say you need to learn from your losses, and I refuse to do that. But here's the thing. Here's the thing I would say. This is one thing I can learn from this loss. I had air power on that Diancie, and air power does just as much as Moonblast does to that Gudra. So I should have just gone for air power if I wanted to start chipping the Gudra because that way I guarantee I don't kill, the Glyce
The
coming in.
Glyce yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was a little frustrated at that point because I was so behind. How do you not prep for lead, Scarf, Samurai, of all things? That's just silly of me. And I did have the Terra on the Decidueye, so I could have, just Terra turn 1 and just smack it with the Leaf Blade, but then I needed Terra the Diancie, so it was fun, man. That was
Yeah,
alright.
great game, man.
For sure. Yeah. All right, I gotta head out. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you both, and we are actually ready to start going into our 4th match of the night. And Addy, I did see you trying to make it 5, but Joe is currently out and about. Otherwise, we would have had probably
being a chicken, being a little bitch. Like, yeah, no, I get it.
Otherwise, we would have had the most chaotic day, I would argue, in TBL history if we had 5 in one stream.
I was about to 5-minute build and like just gen stuff in right now.
Just bring the same team you brought the week before. It'll work itself out.
Unironically, may have been a strategy. Yeah.
But thought Boyd was here. They asked to say hi before their match real quick to someone, so not sure if they were still planning on doing that, but sent them a ping asking.
I think they want to send hi to me. They just want to say hi to me, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Is it me? I know. That's what I'm saying.
But yes, we are getting ready for the final match of the evening.
Shoot.
Boyd, hello, welcome. Before we dive into the match, you said you wanted to say hello to someone.
Oh, yeah. Say hi to Rotom. Like, during the intermission.
Oh.
When y'all were recreating the shit. But I didn't want to, like, come in and distract y'all. So that's why I was asking, like, is it all right?
My bad. I thought you were saying, like, you had someone to say. That's the downside with a lot of the messages is I can't switch back and forth once we're streaming because my screen is on the screen share, and if I switch, then everyone sees my DMs, and
yeah, my thing
I'm not ready to get canceled.
Yeah, I figured you needed the I figured you needed the like attention to like focus on what was at hand. So if you didn't have like the ability to read my message because you were focusing on something else, that was fine by me.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate it. Wanted to give you the chance, but we'll let you get to it so we can go ahead and get the match started.
Tiggity tight like Tony the Tiger. All right, Zach Vander, if you can hear me, good luck, bud. Have fun.
Wow. Incredible.
Addy, glad you could join us. I hope your day is going well so far, but yeah.
I actually had a pretty shit day, but I'm here with TBL, so they can only get better from here, you know? So
freaking mood like you wouldn't believe.
I know.
But yes, well, Zach, if you don't mind, mute Devin real quick. We'll start talking about the matchup, but we'll let you all start the battle here very quickly.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Truth.
All right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just go ahead and do a very quick synopsis of the teams. We've got the Canadian Slayer Legends currently first place in Scarlet, taking on Boyd, 5th place in the Violet Conference. This is a huge match for Boyd, trying to really claw back, get some points. So it is the Sun team taking on the Canadian Slayer Legends, which is the bulk last year team. So it'll be interesting to see. Gold, anything you wanted to call out based off that you see in this matchup?
I mean, as we've been talking about it, Boyd has been actively trying to drop Regieleki, so I don't think it's coming here. But even if it did, I mean, it's just going to get walled by an Ursaluna. I stand by the thing I've said all season, and I will continue to say for the rest of the season. Glastrier is the best fairy type on the Canadian Slayer Legends roster. And I will hear no arguments about that. So...
I'm not even gonna argue with that.
I love that all three of us are in agreement on this and Granville's usefulness. I feel vindicated.
Well, we have the sets, right?
Yes, I sent them both to you.
Yep.
Why did you send them to me?
Addy does not have the sets. I don't know. Maybe you do. But
Let me send him right now.
But
I'm gonna
I will
hit
say to
you.
chat right now, I know it's a little early to announce this, but Granville's not coming.
Oh, I
So
thought you were
there
about
is
to
no
announce
other
something
possible
else.
fairy.
If you'd like,
So-
we can go ahead and let the coaches get started so I can announce something.
Yes, I'm not announcing that until the official start of the battle.
Okay, he did tell you. Okay, good. But yeah. Let me crop the screen a little bit. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother getting the Mons up. It's match number 4, and I'm just ready to...
Why is he a King's Rock Raging Bolt? What is happening?
Oh, you know,
Excuse me?
Thunderclap, get the first move, make it so your opponent can't hit. It's, you know, with good RNG, guaranteed fake outs. Repeatedly.
I don't know what it's a possibility of flinch.
Guaranteed fake out.
Might be the single worst item on Raging Bolt you could possibly. Like, wow.
Addie's here like, listen, Boyd, please. Toxic Orb's better. Put that on instead.
Literally, at least you won't get like burned. I don't know. Or frozen. Like, okay, looking at the matchup, like, I would say that Walking Wake has kind of a demon matchup because Rotom Wash is not a sustainable like swap in, especially if he calls Rotom Wash with a Draco. But the issue is I feel like Walking Wake is only as useful as it is in conjunction with like some added pressure from like hazards, and Boyd's not bringing any hazards by the looks of it, despite having Torkoal, Landorus. So I'm curious to see how like he's really gonna like put on pressure versus this team. Like both of Zach Bander's Sun Checks in the Assault Vest last year and the Rotom Wash are very like you know, they have no means of like, you know, viable recovery outside of like Rotom Citrus Berry. So I feel like hazard stacking would have been a strong strategy, and now he's gonna have to be quite reliant on like just making good predictions basically.
Yeah.
Well, it's even more than that because, as Finfin was alluding to, Boyd is using his differential week this week as well.
Wow.
And so Boyd trying not only to pick up a win here, but pick it up with as big of a differential as possible. And to your point of hazards can help you get there.
Yeah.
Not seeing them, definitely an interesting.
And no boots
here.
on Zach's side at all. Like obviously gonna get very rewarded here, but like quite surprising to be honest with you.
We see
but
the
it, like,
immediate
works out.
Terra Ground on the Volcanion. And a quick flame charge into an Eerie Impulse here.
Impulse. Interesting.
So certainly no sweep coming from a Volcanion.
What did it click? I
Flame
missed.
charge?
Flame charge. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not-
Volcanion flame charge into
I'm not
Rotom, and
sure.
Rotom Eerie Impulse into Volcanion.
I mean, obviously, Rotom literally can do nothing to this. But like, what can Volcanion do back to it? I don't know.
Now at -2, pretty close to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I do
I don't know
actually
if
think
Volcanion
like,
gets like Smackdown, but
I do actually fully think that taking damage on Rotom is a good thing for Boyd, but you know, I feel like Slowking is such an easy switch in here.
yeah, but the Terra Ground does give you at least some way to maybe damage it, and who knows? Maybe it's fully
-2,
physical.
Sugar
Maybe it's
Berry.
fully physical Volcanion.
Yeah, we'll see. Steam Eruption. I mean, a burn here would be nice. No.
We do see that this is also a Citrus Berry, so you know
Pretty
damage.
free, like
indicated.
any move, to be quite honest with you. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Beam's
Ice Beam
viable.
looks very, very spammable here. From
Early
this slope.
Reception is viable. Even Light Screen's viable here, because it'll stave off that Walking Wake, which is definitely the biggest threat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the Torkoal coming in hard here. I certainly don't see Blaziken coming in against a Slowking hard. So Ice Beam looking very, very free.
Sanji.
Wow, I was, I didn't see it.
Get
So
wrecked,
I was
Bull.
kind of feeling like Psyshock was viable there because like there's no psychic resist on the team.
I
But
do love the fact that it's
doesn't-
Side Shock against Bulk up here, because
I mean,
be
It's still
insane.
gonna
Oh, it's still gonna
do an
nuke it.
insane amount of damage.
It's still gonna
I don't
nuke
even
it.
think this like. I don't think this Blaziken beats this Glow King like at all. Unfortunately,
It doesn't have Earthquake, so it certainly doesn't.
Well, like
Flare Blitz
it
is
could have
not.
knockoff. It could. I mean, it's Shookaberry with Earthquake, right? So like, I don't know.
No, it's a
God,
citrus
and
berry.
leftovers, too.
Oh no, it's Shuka.
Oh,
You're
is
right.
It's Shuka, yeah.
Yeah, they're both yellow.
I've been seeing so many leftovers Blazekins recently, and I feel like they just never work. I feel like you always want like the boosting item.
Yeah, I mean, I've viewed Blaziken more recently as like a breaker rather than a sweeper, and so you just slap a life
Yeah.
orb on it. Sometimes you SD, sometimes you protect, and then you just click moves and then do as much
Because
damage as you can.
I bet like Adamant Flare Blitz could threaten right now, since this is a spit off Glow King, but it's not even that. So health on Blaziken, pretty much for nothing there.
And Psyshock not gonna do a whole ton to a Torkoal.
To me, it's like now you're going to lose the sun because of the chilly reception, and this would be such a perfect opportunity to have gotten rocks up with the Torkoal, which doesn't have stealth rocks. But there's no removal, there's no boots. Like, this would be really solid positioning if this Torkoal had stealth rocks, but it doesn't.
Or went out for poor Torkoal.
I know.
So much potential.
This is why Ninetales is better, because Ninetales could encore here, and chilly reception wouldn't go off. And now the Sun team is covered in snow. It's over.
What do
It's
you go into
nowhere.
on the Torkoal here, though? Ursaluna?
You go Ursaluna. You
Yeah.
don't really, like,
Click Will-O-Wisp.
like, the switch-in is Lando, and, like, you could just call it with Ice Punch, can't you? Like, and, like, win.
It is a Guts Ursaluna, but it was not. It is assault vested, so it was not even going
Wait,
to
was it not Flame Orb? It was like...
No,
oh
it's
my
assault
God,
vested.
It got the
Oh,
lava
it's
plume
AG
burn.
Ursaluna,
Oh.
but got the lava plume burn. Yeah.
Rocks are looking a hell of a lot better right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, imagine if it had Drain Punch.
Did it click Ice Punch? Let's see.
I was not looking closely enough.
There you go. Okay, Ursaluna now will pick up a KO every single time it comes in. Yeah, it's not looking good. I could see the Sarah Ledges coming out with a very high differential out of this, which would be really unfortunate for Boyd. Like, he's
If
really
Boyd-
gotta get together.
Well, here's the worst thing to say right now. If Boyd
Yeah.
fails to pick up a kill tonight, he will have a -1 point total on the season.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, I feel like this is not looking good.
So I'm rooting for Boyd not to go negative. So,
Let's
not necessarily on the
think
week,
about this.
but
Let's think about this.
on
Like,
the season.
with what on Boyd's team can he actually use to get ahead here? Like, I do think Walking Wake can come in, for sure. I think the win con is probably, generally speaking, still this Blaziken, but you need to get 2 speed boosts off, without Protect, which is quite difficult. And there's Knockable Dango. Yeah, I don't think Blaziken can do it.
I was going to be curious if we would have saw the Blaziken come in here, only because it's kind of a game of chicken of do you click the Earthquake or do you risk taking a close combat? Just because of how
Well, if
free it
Blaziken were
is.
to come in there, I would honestly click Swords Dance. That would be my perspective. But like, Zach has
As
like
the
every
Ursaluna-
out. for
As
Blaziken.
Addy said, Ursaluna is just going to get a kill every time, and I think Zach is a good enough player to see that and not want to just
Yeah,
use the Ursaluna.
and so that's why I've been curious. If you go Blaziken here, you can click the Sword Stance, and then when they swap out, or not Sword Stance, the Substitute, when they swap out, you can click the Bulk Up, and maybe Blaziken can start to become a major threat.
Oh, is it not even? Yeah.
It was
This is the
bulk up.
thing, though. It's like bulk up. It has to be wrong here because Sword Stance is what's giving you that extra power. It doesn't really matter though because Glastrier could 50-50 with the Terra. Goldango has the Akaberry. Like very
Yeah.
little that that Blaziken can do. That it makes me think that this Walking Wake is like the only means by which Boyd can really finding in here.
This Glacier showing off that it truly is. I believe Terra Fairy Glacier has come as many times as Granbull has on the season. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain.
It may have come more, and it has come in the same weeks that the Granbull has come too.
I mean, again, no ground type switch in, hardly a resist at this point too. So it's just again like you could make a really interesting like double here, but like into what? I don't know. Yeah, so horsepower is just kind of free, and you don't want to lose your sun, right? So you kind of do want to switch out.
Horsepower does come out, and there goes the sun. I mean, Torkoal's, that's it for Torkoal. Either, you know, some number of turns pass, I think it's 4 at this point, maybe 3, or the Chilly Reception comes out sooner, and that's it for the sun. So you're going to have to do what you can with it right now. It, again, feels like Walking Wake is sort of forced, and I'm not even sure if it kills.
I think, yeah, you just have to go into I don't think this is it. I think this just dies.
Have faith in the King's Rock.
In the King's Rock.
Literally, like that would be. It's not even out though. Like it's just like an option.
Yo, if it gets a flinch here on the Volt Switch.
But it's not gonna like be game changing. Like it might mean that like last year gets sacked and it's a different.
Hey, that is game changing for Void right now. Every kill is a point.
This might be over.
There it is. The Volt Switch gets the flinch.
Well, at least there's like style points. That's
60% of the time, it works every time.
It is legal in the TBL, so
it's
written very specifically into the rules. There's an exception clause that states very specifically King's Rock is legal.
2 years ago, I drafted first overall Fezandipity just to use with the King's Rock, and
that's so funny. I mean, ironically, this is actually a potential out for.
There's the Flame Charge.
And the Ice Crash miss?
Yeah.
Winning, though? Is this ever truly winning is the question. Like, I don't think so, right? Because you can infinitely cycle between Rotom and Slowking. Right?
And the Eerie Impulse on the Rotom is always just going to be able to keep this in check.
I feel like it should not hit ground types. I'm very perplexed by it.
Like you just go
the same
Eerie
thing
Impulse.
that Sand Attack hits flying types, you know?
You go to Eerie Impulse, you go back into Glowking, and nothing really changes. Because again, what does like if Volcanion had something like Solar Beam, that could be potentially game changing, but nada. I do find it really interesting, like going Terra Ground to 1v1 the Rotom, but not having a move to hit the Rotom.
That's something I try to teach a lot of new players, and with mixed success on explaining to them is the idea that, okay, you're gonna switch this, you want this mon to switch into that or to check that, or you're running this tech to like help handle that. What are you actually doing back to it? You know, like now that you've done the thing, what are you gained? And I do think something like Solar Beam or I don't know if it gets Energy Ball, but just some way to think about how are you hitting the Rotom does matter. And so that's something.
My other realistic question again is also what is the benefit of being bulk up here over Swords Dance into 4 special attackers, you know?
And
yeah,
Darkrai probably still outspeeds.
It definitely does. 'cause
It's
Choice
scarfed.
Scar.
Yeah.
it's scarfed. But if you're in Void's position,
You just stay in and accept fate.
You're clicking Coast Combat here.
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, it's not like you can have a switch in. Psychic's been unresisted this whole time. But again, imagine if this was protect here, like instead of sub.
does it outspeed at +2? I think
Should.
Darkrai can still outspeed at +2 plays again. With a
Does
scarf.
it? It depends on that. I think if you're timid, definitely not. But if he's adamant, then for sure.
I know there's a point at which, because I think my Boulder was able to outspeed +2 Blaziken and +2 Venusaur, because it's the same speed tier for this team, with the booster energy.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Darkrai can do it too.
Yeah, Darkrai can probably do it then.
It required like
No
a
sun.
lot of things, but
Is Sun
it was
gone
good.
now?
Sun is gone.
I'm gone.
And very interesting here. Nope. Last year, the best fairy type is dead, so Dracos could be free.
Not with
I mean,
Goldango.
it's still a Slowking and a Goldango though. Like,
Oh yeah.
they're at least not
doubt.
going to get. The message isn't going to pop up that it doesn't affect the Pokemon, but it's effectively not affecting them.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Boyd, the only way out here, I think, is critting this. Like you don't even switch. You literally just have to crit it here.
Yeah, because you're also not necessarily worried about what it's doing back to you based off the moves you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can switch, get back its HP.
Yeah. See, like
And
now something like here is where I would potentially switch into, I don't know, Raging Bull, but that doesn't really get much progress
I'd
anyway.
flip turn here, then I think that's what I'd click. But this
Specs,
thing has
right?
Dragon Breath.
Yeah.
The Walking Wake over something like flip turn or knockoff.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Why does it have Dragon Breath? Surely that's a mistake. I don't know.
Do we see the burn finally come out?
I don't think
I
Hydro
feel
Steam
like
can
I've
burn.
never seen Hydro Steam burn in my life.
I don't think it
Does
can
it
burn.
burn?
No,
Does
it's Steam Eruption that you're thinking of. That can
Oh,
burn.
that might be
That's
it.
not. Oh.
Lol.
I was doing a randomizer playthrough of Pokemon X Soul Link with Joe, and I randomized into a Volcanion that had Victory Star as its ability, and it just made Steam Eruption into 30 base power better Scald.
Crazy.
It was great. It was great.
Excuse me?
I would genuinely switch here, by the way. I would go hard into to Walking Wake again. Let's see if he does it. No. Crit.
That did
Nothing.
like, literally. I think the Ursaluna might have just healed off that.
And now Earthquake should just pick up the KO.
I mean, a crit would go
Yeah, to
hard
me,
here.
to me, it's like if you're in this back foot position, you need to make reads. You need to make doubles. You need to make switch outs. You can't just attack what's in front of you. I'm pretty sure this will just nuke it, right? No.
No.
There's one.
Alright, well, light screen's gone.
Ursaluna only has 16 attack and is not an attack invested.
To be honest, I would go.
If this crits, it could kill.
I'd
Be
consider going
insane.
back to Slow King here, to be honest with you. You can farm regen pretty easily against this.
Yeah. Not a crit.
But, like, this is fine. Yeah.
Volcanion goes down, and we are looking at the Venus Venusaur with 2 Mons left. The Canadian Cerulege is still with 5. Very good chance the Canadian Ceruleges can come out of this with 3 points, which would be huge for their divisional chances.
I'm pretty sure you can come out of here with a 5-0 pretty easly if you were willing to risk it, but he doesn't really have, like, a reason to, right? Like, he can... There's no difference between a 5-0 and a 4-0 for Zach.
But there is for Boyd.
Yes.
There is for Boyd. So we're being charitable here. It's fine. Right, so next play surely is to go into Rotom here and just click light screen again because
Rotom is not the one that had light screen. Rotom has Eerie Impulse, but the light screen came off this looking.
Yeah, Slowking's too low to live.
Then Eerie Impulse into
Yeah.
a Volt Switch would work just
Yeah.
the same. Yeah.
I feel like you've got to make the read and go hard into Raging Bolt here.
I really wish.
It doesn't even get you anything though. Like,
I mean, yeah, you just get Eerie Impulse, right? Like,
You get
Yeah.
Eerie Impulse, but then you can Volt Switch out and
Yeah,
not
I mean,
be locked into the
literally-
water move.
it is literally all you can do, and then you try and basically bait a differential point here by
Yeah.
making the right call. So this can like slow Volt into.
Bolt have speed on it?
That's another question. The
little
Bolt has
teeny
like very
tiny
little
little
speed on it. Yeah, it should underspeed, so that would
Yeah.
at least be good.
It's low speed King's Rock is even better now to think about.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
it's
it is 1-for-1.
It is 1-for-1.
All right, so this is actually pretty good, in the sense that like you are at least putting yourself in a position. I don't think you can win the sack war ever, but you are putting yourself in a position where. if
Well,
you
the
go
problem is
call
this
right
thing's going to
here-
switch and just eventually be healthy enough to then set up another light screen.
Exactly.
Well, it's
yeah.
going to be interesting here in terms of what you click, because if you can save read the Rotom coming in here and you click Draco, could really get rid of one of the bigger threats on their side of the field.
I think I would just go into. Ooh, I don't know if I would make this play because I feel like you want to keep this around to at least get light screen up and farm. But I feel like I'd just go Rotom here, right? Because if Draco does get clicked, I can just go into Goldango and click Nasty Plot, Oko the Raging Bolt, and then clean in the end. I think that's the safer attitude. And then obviously if it's Hydro Steam, you just gotta slow Volt off. So like this is like, I think this is the wrong play from Zach as far as like safety goes, but because this means he could only win 2-0 instead of 3-0. But if he doesn't really care about points, which I wouldn't blame him for, I've never cared about points.
Try to make sure you get the win.
Yeah, you just want to make sure. Well, I think win's guaranteed. It's just more about 2 versus
Hey,
3.
there's a Thunderclap King's Rock on the other side. Nothing's guaranteed.
That's true. That's true. But you can just Eerie Impulse it to -6, right? Like.
Listen, if we're gonna bank on that many flinches, let's just throw some crits in there as well, since we're just messing with the RNG gods at this point.
Nothing is ever guaranteed.
Yeah.
You do see
I'm
the
pretty
Shadow
sure
Ball
once you
get
Shadow Ball
there.
this too, you're in a good spot with Darkrai just winning. I mean, you are right. When there's a King's Rock, there might be a way, which is kind of funny. There's a Spit Off drop. Volt Switch has to come off here for sure.
And there's the
Wow,
crit.
that's
That was not a
bad.
crit?
That was not a
Why is
crit.
that not a crit? Oh, this is like no bulk in Goldango. I've been going around thinking this is like a bulky Goldango this whole time.
No, it's like 32
Yeah,
HP no
this-
bulk.
If
This might actually
Goldango
be
goes
scary, though.
Yeah, if Goldango goes down, this entire game changes. So now it's a read of, do you anticipate the swap and click Draco? But at least I'm assuming Draco is killing the Rotom here. I could be wrong.
I don't know how bulky
It
Rotom
might
is.
not, but two might, to be honest with you.
Rotom is sort
Not
of
with the citrus.
Spadeffy.
If it lives 1, I feel like the citrus takes it out of range. in a
I think
second.
you have not been making reads this entire time. You have to click Draco here. No, you can't just attack what's in front of you. You lose. Ugh. Now it's definitely over. With that damage, I actually think Draco may have killed.
Yeah.
You see the slow Volt come out from the Rotom here.
I would
Is it-
low key.
Is there an argument to just clicking Hydro Steam again?
No, I
Honestly-
think definitely. I think that is the play. To be honest, you just click Hydro Steam again. But like,
Well, the Goldango now has a weird thing because you didn't reveal anything other than just a Shadow Ball. Like, you could Nasty Plot in front of a Thunderclap and try to figure out, like try to make those 50-50s really awkward for your opponent.
no, I actually think Darkrai can just come in and click Ice Beam here, and just like you don't get flinched by Thunderclap. Is basically like the win con.
just don't
'Cause
get
if you do
flinched by
that,
Thunderclap.
then it's just if you do that, then it's just what am I trying to say? Because Thunderclap will kill here, won't it? Based
Thunderclap
on that
will.
Volt Switch
Yeah.
damage.
I would
Thunderclap
have
could
to
continue.
assume.
They're the same base
Like
power.
I think this is wrong. You had to go into
Oh.
Okay. So just
I was
follow
gonna
the
say
rule,
if we
maybe?
see the flinch again, I was gonna lose my mind.
Okay. So what does
Okay,
this mean?
now
This
what?
means
Another
okay,
thunderclap, and so
Wow.
Zach,
you won the 50-50 here. Really interesting.
This is getting
and now
really intense.
Darkrai can't. I mean, it probably lives one thunderclap, but it really comes down to like don't get flinched by thunderclap.
Well, it's also a question of can it
I
kill the walking wake?
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
think-
Hydro Pump even kills here.
I don't even think that's correct. I think you potentially Eerie Impulse.
And also
but-
no thunderclap into the Rotom.
Maybe anticipating the
Dragon
Eerie
Pulse.
Impulse,
Yeah,
and so they
yeah,
went for
expecting Eerie Impulse.
the Volt Switch.
Um,
You
So
just Dragon Breath.
no, you definitely don't Dragon Breath. I think you have to Draco twice, basically. I mean, Draco has potentially has a chance to kill here. And then you just have to. No! What are you doing?
Doesn't do a KO. Eerie
What?
Impulse is just gonna lower this thing. So pain split either way.
Yeah, wait, that's so loot. Why didn't you Draco?
Void worked so hard to find a position that like put them in an interesting game.
I
state.
literally thought this game was cooked, and like Draco had a legitimate win condition there. I am stunned we didn't see a Draco Meteor.
Gets a crit
We
here,
just
but
both switching
pain
win
split's
with
just gonna bring that right back to a little over 50%.
yeah, this is over. Wow, that's
Darkrai's gonna be able
stunning.
to win the game from here, no matter what.
I am absolutely
Volt.
floored by what just happened.
Even a crit's not gonna kill here. Slow Volt. I'm gonna go Darkrai. And Dark Pulse gonna pick up the last kill here, probably.
Dragon Pulse also could have potentially looked quite good. I don't know if it would have killed.
Yeah, I wonder if
seriously
Dragon Breath
doubt
was
it.
supposed to be Dragon Pulse.
Yeah, I don't think it would have made the difference though. Unfortunately, really surprising. I think because I was very convinced that this Gholdengo had a bit more bulk into it, and the fact that it didn't, I think, was very bad for Zach because you could have used those like stat drops to really sit on things with Gholdengo and just click Nasty Plot, but the fact it was so frail actually I think gave a window for Boyd to win by just clicking the right buttons and just making one prediction with Wake, but they just didn't do it.
Well, we do have Zach with us now. Congratulations for picking up the victory here.
Yeah, I played on tilt the end game. That fucking flinch caught me off guard with the Raging Bull. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
I was so confused. But yeah, I didn't play the end game very well, to be honest, but I could have.
Came out with the
The
W.
end game was like
Yeah.
really weird because I actually kind of felt like you always were in a position to win from like mid game onwards, but it was just a question of like how many pieces you gave up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you went the route of most pieces lost.
Yeah, I
It was
agree.
still,
I
it was
agree.
still like a winning route, you know what I mean?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah. I will say the thing I was surprised about is how frail Gholdengo was without any bulk investment. Like I always find that like Gholdengo runs these really
Right,
like
back with my
close
beard.
sets. But it was super frail, which was like
Yeah, it was
good in
pretty
terms of damaging. Raging Bolt was also like quite scary because that thunderclap could have literally killed you.
It could have, and I was like, oh, please don't.
Could have flinched too.
Yeah,
Or
I know.
Oh, and I was going the whole time thinking that you were recover as well. So the fact you weren't recover too. like,
Yeah, I had
obviously-
it. I was between that Thunderwave for so long. I don't know why I went Thunderwave. I think it was for Venus, or because I was
Mhm.
Akka for Weather Ball, and I wanted
Yeah.
to paralyze that guy. But yeah,
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking about is like how much, again, especially in the end game where you're switching out so often, how big of a deal Stealth Rocks could have been here.
I was so
in
worried
terms of
about
shipping the
this,
Rotom
yeah.
Wash.
yeah.
And I think if the Torkoal did have Stealth Rocks, there were a few openings where it could have clicked them and really put Rotom Wash on the back foot as a defensive
Yeah.
pivot. But
For sure.
I mean, imagine if Landorus wasn't trash. Then it could have set up Stealth Rocks, even though I didn't bring those, but still. That is the most overrated A tier Pokemon I've ever used.
Really?
I love that guy. If that guy was a B tier, I would have accepted your trade. I love Luna,
Oh
but
yeah.
like, Lando the goat.
My perspective on Lando in Gen 9 is that it is like squarely a utility mon. Like you're
Trash.
running a Resist Berry on it, you're running Stealth Rocks, you're running Taunt, you're running U-Turn, you're running Earthquake. Like that's its set most weeks, and it does do that job incredibly well. And then very rarely, like, you know, there will be like good Choice Scarf matchups, but not as much as like there were in Swish.
No, it's too limited. It doesn't even get stabbed for its other type.
The amount of
Unless you
physical
have-
flying mons that don't get a good stab for it has always upset
I
me.
mean,
That's why I've loved Terra Blast, because it boosts Gyarados so much.
I have run like Rogue Fly before, and it is quite fun. But-
Yeah, Rogue Fly. I've run Rogue Fly and not even run a power herb. Like, I'm like, okay, let me just run like lefties or something, and then get bonus recovery.
Crazy.
Yeah, Lando's one of those Pokemon, and it falls under something like, in my opinion, like a Metagross or Gardevoir or other like very high offensive stat Pokemon with a ridiculously weird move pool that tapping into that move pool ends up being more valuable than its really high offensive stat. And sometimes Metagross gets away with more offensive pressure, but like I think the other ones, like you want to be able to utilize all of those strange like offbeat options. Mew is another one that like you just, the more you can utilize its versatility and its uniqueness, the more it's going to be a value add for you.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I would love to let these two coaches talk, and we're going to do that for a little while. But also, Finfin and I have been now streaming for, between battling and streaming for almost 3 hours, I think. So I may cut us off at some point.
Yeah,
My
no,
wife's
I'm
looking
good.
very upset at me wanting dinner.
No, don't worry. I'm going to play Fire Emblem. I'm fucking good.
I'm having
I'm-
dinner in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, bro, I'm fucking chilling. Like, I just opened up a Blue Mountain. I'm about to destroy Micaiah. I'm fantastic.
Boy, one thing I
well-
do want to say, I feel like I have never met a coach who is able to utilize such fun sets that capitalize on their luck sometimes, because I had more confidence in King's Rock getting flinches in this match than that it would go without, because I just love that King's Rock
It's
just
me.
the occasional
Dude,
item.
Bro, I named it Rage King.
Sure made me rage.
Rage!
But excellent. Well,
Bless you.
I think that will do it for us here tonight. I want to thank all the coaches who took part in today. Gold, I want to thank you for riding me with this journey. Now, like you said, we battled, then we did the commentary for all of them, and it has been a long day, but we got through a lot of these matches. And so we also want to thank you, the viewers, for coming and stopping by and enduring this craziness with us. But with that said, I think that's going to do it for us here today. So as we wrap up, I just want to remind you, whatever you're doing in life, just make sure you're having fun with it. This is Pokemon. It's a children's game. Don't take it too seriously. Let's just have some fun. But before we go, gentlemen, any final words you'd like to say?
Nah, bro, I ain't got shit.
Nothing much. Just GG's to you, Boyd, and thank you.
Nah, you too, bud.
Yeah, well, I do want to also give a thank you to Addie for joining us. Always fun to have her on commentary as well. But Gold, any final words?
Honestly, just a lot of fun. Honestly, like going through 4 battles is crazy. A ton of stuff went down today, with differential weeks, with lots of points being earned, gained, lost, utilized. So a lot to talk about, I'm sure, in the recap stream later. But as of right now, tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, we will have our next match, and our penultimate match of the week already. And then we will have one more match on Sunday at, I think, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So a couple of early matches in the US, maybe more EU friendly times. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Again, this is the fun of the league. This is the community we're trying to generate and build, and hopefully everyone's enjoying these streams.
Yep. We appreciate you all. Have a good one, everyone. Take care.